What is good, everybody? Like always, it's your boy Lex. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi, the premiere of Miss Marvel, and those first 3 episodes of season 3 of The Boys. All this and a little bit more on the best podcast in the motherfucking multiverse. It's the After School Club, people. What's good, mi gente? How's everybody doing here today?
Oh, good.
We're doing fantastic.
Big
Coming out the
airwaves.
Coming out through your ears. Running through your ear canals. Coming straight into your cerebellum.
Ah, no, cabrón, tú estás
como into your anus.
Sound like a fucking one of the radio fucking
language.
channels. The radio channels have to fucking GTA right now, so you sound like
I have to be more animated, cabrón, since you can't see my gorgeous face. I have to compensate and be more animated vocally.
So you give me the face of Alec Guinness, I see, my friend.
Oh, here comes a new challenger.
Oh, no lava lamps tonight.
Oh,
nails.
We're taking turns now, cabrón. When you're not a banana, I'm a force ghost.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It's okay. I can fix this. I can fix it just fine. Go ahead. There you go. Have fun.
No. You cheated. Go back. We already saw your face. You got no excuse.
Go back.
Porque estoy comiendo aquí cerealito.
No, not me. I'm eating Ritz crackers. Yeah, I can't see me though.
¿Estás trabajando, eh?
No, I'm spending time with the seed in Orlando, and this doesn't exactly have like the good setup.
Did you call your son your seed?
Yes, he's my seed. He's my legacy. He's the thing I'm going to leave on this earth.
For
he's
a
the
moment,
thing
I was going to go over Orengo's head. Orengo was like, I don't understand seed. I got that street lingo.
No, I got the street lingo, but when I think of seed, I don't think of the end result.
You think of sunflowers. You think of the sunflowers.
Yes, the sunflower is the thing I think about.
Sunflower.
That's exactly what I think about, yeah.
He's my seed. He's my legacy. You plant a seed and it grows into something beautiful, a monument to yourself when you're not around anymore.
You keep making it worse.
What do you want me to say? He's a seed because he came from my balls, bro? Like, yeah, that too.
He also came from your wife's stomach.
There you go.
Exactly. Pepe
Today is amazing. Today is reigned by chaos.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ya que Alex se desapareció, ¿qué han visto esta semana?
Who wants to go first?
I watched my mother cry.
¿Qué han visto esta semana, Orengo? ¿Qué tú has visto? ¿Qué has hecho? ¿Qué es de tu vida?
Todo bien, estoy comiendo. I just realized que estamos vivos, porque esto estaba tan casual que yo juré que no había empezado ya.
Wow.
Yep. Nada. I saw some anime en estos últimos días. Vi Spy X Family. Está cool. Para la gente que, pues, obviamente le gusta mucho el anime, pues es una de esas que está bien pegada ahora mismo. Está bien hecha, está bien lograda. Love the family dynamics. Me gusta como que los chistes. The little girl, she's funny and quirky. Sobrega para la situación.
Yo lo quiero ver. Pero, ¿dónde era que salía?
Se supone que es Crunchyroll, pero I'm not looking at it. No está en Crunchyroll. No sé, yo no estoy viendo en Crunchyroll, pero yo estoy casi seguro que está ahí.
Es que yo te lo juro por todo que yo pensaba que estaba saliendo por Netflix porque vi que un montón de personas lo estaban viendo y no son del tipo de personas que yo diría, esta gente tiene Crunchyroll. O sea, no por juzgar ni nada, pero usualmente no es el tipo de persona que tuviese Crunchyroll.
Sí, porque es bien mainstream anime.
Ajá, exacto.
Sí, I know what you mean. Sí, pues por eso yo no veo tanto anime, yo lo popular y se acabó. Y como que
lo viste.
Y lo estaba viendo. Cuando yo veo anime es porque ya medio mundo ya lo vio primero que yo. So, yeah.
Exacto.
Pero está nítido, está súper nítido. La dinámica está funny, la comedia está cool. Para que sepan, quick pitch. Se trata de este tipo que es un secret spy agent. Entonces, él tiene este ultimate super badass mission que tiene que infiltrar una escuela super ultra privilegiada y privada to get into the family of like the enemy. There's an enemy there. Entonces su hijo lo llevan a esa escuela y él solamente aparece, como que públicamente solamente aparece en esa escuela y nada más. Si no se cierra la oficina, nadie ni sabe la identidad. So él dice, okay, well, I need to craft a family. So él empieza buscando a la nena, o sea, busca a la nena en un orfanato. Y esto no es spoilers porque pasa en el primer episodio, pero cuando está buscando a la nena, el twist es que la nena tiene poderes psíquicos, o sea, ella puede leer mente. Y entonces él está haciéndole preguntas para ver si ella es inteligente. Entonces él, como está contestando su propia pregunta, pues ya simplemente dicta la pregunta porque ella está asumiendo, ella sabe que es una misión, ya se está haciendo como que viviéndose la película y diciendo, está el cosa, como que, esta nena es súper inteligente, voy a tener que llevármela. Entonces se la llevó Jeddah y entonces cogió y se encontró como que este meet and greet, no meet and greet, pero como que este meet and cute, whatever. Se encontró con esta muchacha
meet cute.
Meet cute, eso. Tuvo un meet cute y se encontró con esta muchacha que she's like a loner, una introvert y qué sé yo qué, que el twist de ella, again, no spoilers, porque pasa, si no me equivoco, el primer episodio y el segundo, la tipa es una super assassin. Y entonces ella se llama Spy X Family.
Sí.
Is that on Netflix?
No, I think it is probably on Crunchyroll or in the Seven Seas.
Crunchyroll?
Or the Seven Seas, yes.
I believe it's on Crunchyroll.
Exacto. Pues entonces, basically they end up being like this weird family. Entonces se casan, obviamente, pero todo es embuste. Todos los for the illusion. And none of them know what the other person does. Excepto la nena, que como puede leer mente, she knows what's going on. Yeah. Pero ella, she wants to keep the family because it's the first time she's ever felt, loved. So it's very sad con cojones que ella se queda callada la boca y trata de esconder en los revoluciones de los dos. Porque si uno mete las patas, she tries to hide it para que el otro no sepa lo que está pasando because she thinks it's going to destroy the family.
Oh, okay.
Nada, es super cute. Es cute con cojones. Se la recomiendo, sí. Ese es tu vibe. La recomiendo. También vi Comey Can't Communicate. Está en Netflix. Eso lleva ya por un segundo season. I love that show. Es super cool.
That's like a weekly thing, ¿no? The episodes come out weekly.
Ese está coming weekly. So la estoy viendo semanalmente. It's basically about like the hottest girl in the universe, pero es una súper introvertida y no puede hacer amistades. Entonces, el protagonista, que es el muchacho más default del mundo, he has the power of hindsight. It's not a superpower, but he has like the power of hindsight. Y él siempre se da cuenta de lo que la nena necesita, porque pues la nena no puede, literal, she can't communicate. Ella tartamudea, ella escribe, pero ella no puede hablar con nadie. Because she's so freaking timid. Entonces, lo cool del show es the visual gags, porque juega mucho con visual, como que cuadritos de manga, juega con las letras, juega con encuadres, to create like very funny sequences. Entonces, lo nítido del show es que, como her goal es conseguir 100 amistades, pues el show va a conseguirte 100 cookie ass characters. Y vamos como por 15 o 20 personajes que conocemos en este show. Y están cabrones. Todos los personajes son super funny con cojones. Es como que la próxima Hero Academia en el sentido de que el supporting cast is really funny and really adds something to the show as well. En esa vibra. Pero nadie tiene poderes. Simplemente que they're all very freaking weird también. Y tienen sus quirks y mierda. Pero not quirks like superpowers, just like they're just weirdos. Pero es funny con cojones. The other one I saw es que empecé a ver Yuri on Ice, porque fue la película.
Yeah. Yo he escuchado mucho de eso.
Yes, pues ella me obligó a empezar a verlo. Está cool. Para la gente que no sabe, it's about this guy who's a ice figure skater, pero pues tú sabes, compitió en una competencia y terminó en sexto lugar. Solo estaba retirado. So he takes like a sabbatical for a year. And, en ese año, he goes viral porque básicamente él hace una rutina de básicamente el más duro de la industria, que se llama Victor. Y Victor, que ya ha ganado 5 medallas de corrido, él está como que retirándose y él ve el video y dice, okay, so I want to train this kid, I'm going to be his coach because I want him to be the next star. So él va a donde el chamaco vive, que es el protagonista se llama Yuri, pero se llama Yuri on Ice, pero para la gente que knows better and knows what Yuri actually means, hay un double entendre con el show. So, el show empieza a develop y te das cuenta que hay como un nebuleo raro entre Victor y Yuri, y ahí es como te das cuenta como episodio 3 o 4 que this is a queer narrative, y es que tú estás viendo como estos dos están en el Will They Won't They, a ver si van a hookearse o no, y es como que, ok, cool. Entonces, lo que pasa es que Yuri en Japanese speak significa lesbians, o like queer, like lesbian, ¿cómo se llama? Lesbian leaning content. Mientras que ya hoy es como que boy queer content. Se jugaron con la idea porque como es Yuri, pues, pero it's actually ya hoy.
Exacto. Como que, tell me you're gay without telling me you're gay.
Full. ¿Verdad que sí? Pero lo que está cabrona es que es del estudio de mapa, son la misma gente que hizo Attack on Titan.
Sí.
Y viendo esto, I understand why Attack on Titan looks so fucking good. porque la animación aquí está on point. Like, se nota que cogieron este show y cogieron práctica con ellos porque las secuencias donde están haciendo los ice figure skating scenes son un chorro de one takes y es un chorro de movimiento super mega fluido del fucking moviendo, se nota la pendejada, it looks really fucking great.
Yeah. Por eso yo decía como que la gente que está criticando a Napa no sabe 3 carajos de animación y ni de arte ni nada de esas cosas, porque en realidad lo que ellos hacen es poner lo que existe en el mundo, o sea, lo que existe en una cabrona página, te lo ponen en televisión de manera animada, y como que underpay those people that work for them, es como que está heavy, ¿sabes? La conversación está heavy. O sea, la gente no sabe un carajo, y después, like, these companies do this out of artists' hands, y se ve súper cabrón.
Y en verdad que se votaron, porque se siente que, I'm pretty sure, no sé si es que they rotoscoped, pero I know they use references de gente que hace esto de verdad, porque los movimientos se ven súper reales, se ven como que cosas que tú verías de verdad en una competencia en las Olimpiadas o whatever, ¿me entiendes? Like, it's very well done la animación. So, it's very impressive cómo cogieron esto y básicamente siguieron con esa práctica a meterlo después en Attack on Titan. Y do they do también, no es Demon Slayer, they do the other one, de Jujutsu Kaisen hacen también.
Sí.
Que si tú has visto Jujutsu Kaisen, cuando se caen a puño, es como que una versión refinada de Yuri on Ice. Cuando están peleando, que la cámara está moviéndose para todos lados, bien cabrón, en un one take, es como que, ya yo entendí dónde como que empezaste con Yuri on Ice y llegaste a esto. Y se nota, y se aparece bien cabrón porque ver todo ese progreso en animación, on point. It's really cool.
Fíjate, yo no he visto mucho, yo me puse a ver Comfort Series toda esta semana, me puse a ver Brooklyn Nine-Nine, pues vi Miss Marvel, vi Obi-Wan dentro de lo... Ahorita hablamos de eso.
I mean, I like it. A mí me tripea, pero ya.
Exacto, a mí me tripea, pero quisiera como que tirarlo más a fondo ahorita porque creo que nos vamos a perder y vamos a por lo menos a estar 2 horas en esa conversación. Nice. Ya lo estoy prediciendo para hoy, 5 horas el podcast. No, pero no he visto mucho porque digamos que no cogí suave en ese aspecto. En realidad me hace falta ver.
What is up with the Nosferatu shadow? Okay.
I was like, the fuck? All you saw was just the shadow of like kids.
Say hi.
Cabrón, it was like a shadow from Nosferatu, black and white. Cabrón, there were like claws and everything.
Están diciendo que era el shadow of Nosferatu.
It looked like fucking Thriller. Shit in the back.
Si ustedes supieran, o sea, ella por su propia voluntad me dijo, like, pon el matre de aire que yo me acuesto atrás de ti y I'll just look at shit on my phone, porque estamos hablando de que hace un calor hijo de puta y este es el único sitio donde tenemos aire acondicionado. So, no hay break. Está cabrón.
I mean, me tripea. Like, it's so fucking funny. Like, no. What's funny to me is that when you talk to Orengo is likes fucking, like, it sounds like Orengo's taste in movies are always like the most depressing shit ever. Like depression porn. But then when it comes to anime, it's like the cutest, happy-go-lucky shit you ever fucking heard of.
Wait! Pausa eso, because I recommended Kotaro Lives Alone, and that is legit one of the most depressingest piece of shit que he visto en mi vida. It starts out being cute, pero cuando te das cuenta de qué se trata, about basically a kid que lo maltrataron cuando era un nene chiquito, he's already a kid, he's like 4 years old, pero lo maltrataron cuando tenía 2 años, y el show tries to be happy-go-lucky, pero es como que dealing with the fact that this kid has traumas at 4 years old. A mí no me vengas que todo lo que yo veo es happy-go-lucky, pero you're not wrong. That's the one that's
because everything else is like the most cutest fuking characters. Everybody's smiling, happy.
Trauma. In Asia, it's called survival, son. There's no such thing as trauma.
Eso es cierto. I mean, but I like shit como que like Your Name y la de A Silent Voice. Pero me gusta under the veneer of cuteness. So I do like depressing shit también en anime. Obviamente me gusta la de Studio Ghibli and come on, like shit like Grave of the Fireflies. God damn.
You never talk about none of that. I only hear you recommend.
True.
You have never heard you talk about anime. Like, yo, have you seen this depressing ass anime? Never.
That's fair. Eso es muy cierto. Tienes mucha razón. Pero es porque no soy muy diestro en anime, yo delego en lo que la gente me recomienda. Si la gente me recomienda esas cosas, pues yo voy por eso. Y entonces, como no me quiero aventurar, porque y CELY me puede decir si es verdad o no. Cuando tú te aventuras mucho el anime, a veces mucho es experimentación, porque muchos shows salen y you never see a season 2 ever, or you barely even see like 10 or 12 episodes ever again.
Oh my God. Show. My favorite show till this day is an anime that fucking nosedived, cabrón.
¿Cuál fue?
It's called Gangsta.
Ay, sí, mano.
Nunca lo he escuchado,
my fucking never heard of it, bro. It was like hitmen that deal a drug that gives like these retired soldiers like superpowers. Okay. And I was so hooked on it, and then they were like, not only are you not gonna get another season, the manga also fucking is being discontinued. So fuck you. Like,
ese es el problema del anime.
Es lo mismo, mira, yo estaba viendo uno que se llama ay Dios mío, Skate Infinity. Yeah. Es un solo season, no hay manga, sacaron el manga después de la serie y lo están poniendo como que, este es como que the light version of the anime, y encima de eso, ellos hicieron like a play, like a live action, pero ¿ha salido de Japón? No. Yo solamente lo sé porque lo pusieron exclusivos en Funimation. Sí. Y dime tú si alguien sabe de ese manga, de ese anime.
Problema. También
es un comedy anime, y también es como que, como Yuri on Ice, como que one day don't die.
Exacto.
One day.
Siempre tienes que ver hook. Y la cosa es que salen muchos animes semanales. Like, yo conozco amistades que lo que hacen es prenden, ellos tienen su página de básicamente ver anime pirateado, lo prenden y ven los bonches de anime que arrancaron y así mismo, de uno en uno van viendo a ver si les gusta o no y si se quedan a verlo. Yo como que, I can't do that shit. Es tanto anime que sale, tanto contenido. Por eso es que yo digo, yo delego a la gente que sabe más que yo y yo miro por encimita qué se trata y si se escucha cool, I'll go see it. Pero I can't venture on my own for that. Mira, yo me tardé 20 años en ver Cowboy Bebop. Look what that says about me. ¿Me entiendes? That's what I'm telling you.
Eso ya está heavy, de verdad. Eso ya está bien.
Lo que te estoy diciendo. I'm not very well versed in anime. That's a weak point that I have that's very severe. So, yo delego.
Bueno, es que Berserk todavía no se ha terminado y nunca
yo estoy interesado en eso porque dijeron que van a continuarlo ahora a la mala. A la mala parece.
No, lo que pasa es que pues obviamente el creador original pues murió. Yeah. Él tenía varios no sé si whatever, pero él tenía un asistente y tenía alguien a quien le iba a pasar el proyecto, which they did. Lo único malo es que pues desde la muerte de él, como en todo, ¿sabes? Si hay un escritor, autor o creador de algo, ¿qué es lo que pasa? Cuando algo ya está con deals, contratos y que sí, tiene que meter a lo legal. So que yo creo que en lo que se han tardado en anunciarle que se va a continuar es que era que estaban dándole break a que todo lo legal pues pase, porque lo van a continuar. Sí. Lo único que se tardó con cojones y eso se va a seguir tardando con cojones porque es una historia bien, no es que es densa, es que es bien, es como decir el D&D del manga.
Pero es densa. Yo he visto los manga volumes, son así de gigantes.
Okay. So I have the library.
Pero it's entertaining and it's actually really good.
So
por eso es que no puedo decir que es tan densa.
Yeah. I have the library versions I have volumes 1 through 6, which by the way, if they're gonna keep on continue making them, I cannot keep on collecting those big black books. Like when I bring people over here and they look at my bookshelf and there's literally like fucking 12 big ass black books with like red writing on them, they give me a glare like, what the fuck is this guy into? That's number one. Number two, yeah, they're really dense, but there's not too much dialogue in the pages. Yeah. It's very like action oriented, like in the first 2 books, it's even a little bit like disorientating at times. Like the way they display, like he jumped from this ledge, flipped over, and like threw that big ass sword at somebody. The art is super beautiful. Like it's like stomach churning some of the way those monsters look. Yeah, like some of the artwork is fucking ridiculous and it's like it's gross. The fucking monsters and the shit are gross as shit. But it's not like you could read like 1 volume and I think you could literally read it. Like if you're not gonna appreciate and look at the art for like fucking hours, you could literally like breeze through one of those big ass library volumes like in like maybe 40 minutes. That's a whole volume, 40 minutes. Boom, you could be done with like the whole thing. Right now, I'm on volume 6. I have volume 7, like in its plastic.
Yeah.
But it's like that. I haven't watched the anime, but the fucking manga itself is like.
Es que el anime ni siquiera está completo tampoco, es que hay un par de episodios nada más. Y es como que.
I think so. From what I understood, they're up to, I forget what they call it, like the Rose War or something like that. After a huge event happens in Guts' life, I don't want to get into it, but after something catastrophic happens in his life, there's like a group of religious zealots that he comes into contact with. I think that's where the thing is up to, like right there. That's where the anime is up to. I haven't seen it, but I've like perused around some of the synopsis because I'm like, okay, I don't want to watch it without reading ahead first. I don't want to do it backwards. But that series is fucking crazy. Like,
so
that's not
anything ago?
My bad. Yeah. I watched the Cronenberg movie this past week.
Ah, ¿verdad?
Yeah. How intense was that? Was it intense at all?
It was intense, but it's not as intense as the trailer would lead you to believe. Like it's fucked up shit, but I would say that the more heavy scene in the movie doesn't necessarily have to do with the body horror. It has to do with like something they depicted on the big screen. And it's something. I don't want to get into, I don't want to get into spoilers because I know
don't spoil it. Shut up.
Orengo hasn't seen it. Orengo hasn't seen it. So there's a simple scene that they do, and I was like, whoa, that's fucking dark. That's dark as fuck. It's a simple scene they do, right? And I was like, damn. I'm trying to think like the last time I saw a movie with that happen in the movie. I was like, I don't think I recall like recently a scene like that of that nature. But then I was like, all right, never mind, keep it moving.
Estamos hablando de que es Color Out of Space en esteroides.
No, now that you say that, only because of one scene in particular. Only because of one scene in particular. But it doesn't. Again, it's not a body horror scene that like really. Like I literally heard there was like 15 people in my sala, and when that scene happened, I literally heard the like in the fucking theater. Like I literally heard it. And it was something very simple. Like there wasn't like, oh shit, it wasn't as bad as the rest of the fucking body horror shit is, but it was something that we were like, I was like, oh fuck. Okay, so then the movie goes on, and I don't know if you guys like not seen any of the trailers or don't know anything about the story.
I
don't know anything about the story.
It is my life story. That is what I know. This is all I know.
Frenchie, have you seen the new Cronenberg movie?
No, I could say yes, but I could also say no.
Es que sale el jueves. So no.
Yeah.
Okay, comes out Thursday here?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So where was I before Frenchie came in?
Bueno,
okay, so,
el jueves yo tengo planes para ver Jurassic World Dominion, is it?
Yes.
I could make. No es que no la quiera ver. Es que yo pensaba que era el viernes y mañana se me hace más difícil. Pero como quiera la voy a ir a ver, ya las taquillas están, qué carajo. Pero ahí me dan ganas como que de escaparme y ver si me puedo meter a la sala de Cronenberg.
So I am doing a double feature of Lightyear and Cronenberg. I believe they go together very well.
Actually, from what I've heard, yeah, you're jumping from one side of the street to the other and dodging traffic.
No shit. No shit.
Yeah, I saw Lightyear. I can't speak about it until I can speak about it next week.
Orengo, check out the shit eating grin on his face. I can't really talk about it, but
You're so full of shit.
I can't, you know.
Relax. He's so lucky, right?
But
I can't discuss that movie with the peasants. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you have to be there for. You know what I'm saying?
You have to be there. You have to be there. It's
to be there.
It's a challenging movie.
It's a very challenging flick.
Back to my Cronenberg experience.
What's a Cronenberg? Let's talk about Lightyear.
That sounds like a donut. A Cronenberg.
So the movie itself is a little daunting, pero the acting is there. The subject matter is a little fucking out there. it's cool. I liked it a lot or whatever.
What can you say about the movie without spoiling it?
The ending is very abrupt for me. Okay. It's artistic. It's like one of those. Oh yes, I understood what a wonderful meaning to this fucking journey. But I mean, like, it was very abrupt, cabrón. It was very like literally.
That a good thing?
Yeah, it was cool. That's what I'm saying. It was cool. It was just very abrupt.
Abrupt, like Transformers abrupt, like mid sentence.
No, like they'll show you what something means to a character, and then it's like, roll the credits, bitch.
We don't got no more film. Shit ran out. Budget ran out.
Budget ran out.
Bro,
they were literally like, get Vigo out of here. Get him out of here. Get Vigo out of here. He's too expensive. Get him the fuck out of here.
Pero Lex, conmigo que tú dices eso, porque I rewatched the Transformers movies porque no lo he visto en año. And that was what I realized about literally all of them is they just end. It's como que Optimus gives a speech.
Been talking about that shit for years, bro.
They have a formula.
But it's a terrible formula. It's like you have a big battle and then absolutely nothing to wrap things up. It's like big battle speech.
What do you mean?
No. You got it wrong. No, you got it wrong.
There's a monologue. That's the wrap up.
It's big battle.
It's big intro, character intros, human interactions, big battle, human interaction, culmination, cue the Linkin Park music.
Exactly.
No.
You forgot the exposition dump.
Optimus Prime, 3/4 into the monologue, and then boom.
Exacto.
It's Linkin Park.
Exacto.
It's three quarters into the monologue. It's
Exacto.
Like, and then we decide, boom, Linkin Park. Chester.
But I forgot. There's a.
Pero Miguel, it has to start with I am Optimus Prime.
Yeah, there's always a pun too at the end with him. There's always like a fucking message with a pun. Nah, I mean those movies for what they were like.
No, they're dope, but they're like, I see them as like it's like V for Vendetta, where the movie and the comic book are completely separate entities, and you can enjoy both for what they are, but they're not the same. So así me siento del show, porque el show está cabrón. I love the show, I love the comics, and I also love the movies because the movies got me into the show as a kid. So it's like a twofold thing.
The story, and I don't know, so the story in the comics of V for Vendetta is not the same as in the movie. I've never read the comic.
Oh, bro, it starts off with Parliament.
That it was
it's literally, it starts off with Parliament blowing up right in the beginning.
It's a fucking 7-volume. I think it's like a 7-volume comic of the first 15 minutes of the movie. The first 15 minutes opening of the movie, basically like
that's what
Guy Fawkes. Yeah, So the comic takes the character, like he said, from way back in the day from Parliament, and they explain, the terroristic life.
The comic is the story of Guy Fawkes. It's not the fuck everything we saw in the movie.
No. It's
that's in there.
V blows up. No, isn't the opening that V blows up Parliament? Not Guy Fawkes. The opening is V doing what he does at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
No, I saw Guy Fawkes. Don't they?
I thought
don't they give you an opening with Guy Fawkes?
Yeah, the movie starts with Guy Fawkes, and it starts with but the book starts with the ending of the movie.
Okay,
I
got you.
Por eso como que they're different stories, and that's why it's cool because you can enjoy them on like different levels. And like I like this character. It's like a multiverse thing. I think it's the best way to look at it. Or like there's multiple Spider-Men.
Well, don't say that. Okay. Don't cheapen it with that.
It sounded dirty. It sounded like dirty.
Mira, you want to hear something cheap? I believe Star Wars will do the multiverse in the next 5 years. That is my guess.
That's a lot. Wait.
Hold it. We'll get to Star Wars in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
The second thing I saw, it's a war that's gonna be fought on keyboards all over the internet.
It's already being fought in keyboards. Keyboards have been broken already.
The other thing I've been watching,
all the keyboards.
The other thing I've been watching is Time Traveler's Wife.
Ooh.
That shit is
Okay, what happened? What?
The Time Traveler's Wife, the series.
Yeah.
So the acting in it is a little weird at times. It's a little wonky. It's a little shitty, to say the least. But some of the shit they do in that series, like, hi, like, how can I?
Vete a los Jewish. Oy vey,
marón. Between how can I explain this? Between him bumping into several versions of himself from the timeline, like child, adult, old man, to him literally sucking his own self off.
Nice.
To him semi-grooming a child.
Ooh.
Yeah, the series kind of goes places.
Cabron, I thought you said you didn't want to talk about that. Cabron, didn't you?
No, I don't want to talk about it. Time out. I don't want to talk about it the way you want to talk about it, because you want to label. You just want to talk about, oh, is he this because he sucked his own dick? Like, that's what you want to talk about. I don't want to talk about that.
That's going to an episode and kind of inappropriate. Watch Kind of Inappropriate, people, because I'm going to be talking about that next week.
So there's. Let me just give you a preamble.
Okay.
If you ever seen the movie, you know that he kind of like, he can't control some of the time traveling. I don't think he can control it at all. So he jumps from point to point in his life, and it's totally unpredictable. At one point, they show you where he's a grown man, and he jumps to the point of, I guess this is the first time he meets his wife, but his wife is like 7,
6. She's 6
and
years old.
And when he time travels, he can't help but be butt naked. He can't help but be butt ass naked.
Yeah.
This is real, Calvin. This is real. So
literally, his body travels.
But his clothes, his clothes completely. If he was a fat motherfucker like me and Nick, his clothes would come with him. But since he looks like this motherfucking, Greek Adonis body, of course, we have to have him butt ass naked on HBO in every scene we can fucking do.
He said it's like a DNA fucking. It's like they treat it like if it's a disease. They treat it like it's a disease, and he travels back and forth. But it's not just him. It's everything. It's every part of his body travels. Like literally, his fingernails. He could cut his fingernails, and his fingernails would just travel randomly. He'll cut them off. He'll leave them somewhere, and they'll randomly just fall in somebody's plate of food or something like that.
What about his scene?
Everything.
I'm gonna put it in the background. Just to
everything. His body. If he takes a shit, the mahon probably pops out somewhere.
All right.
So yo puedo estar caminando en Nueva York and this dude's jizz just hits me out of nowhere because in 1978 he jerked off.
Bro, I mean, the way you might get cock slapped by mistake. Like that's what happens.
He fell from the sky, butt ass naked, onto the back of somebody's neck. The guy's his dick was just on the guy's shoulder. Oh, all over like that, bro.
So
butt ass naked in the city. And then to survive, he has to steal clothes. So not only would you get dick smacked in the back of the neck, you get your ass beat by this naked guy, and he takes your clothes and leaves you there.
So they just
with your clothes.
Got it.
Because time travel doesn't only make you a degenerate; it makes you an asshole, apparently too. So the series is. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm engaged with the series. I just had me and Nick were talking about it, and we were like, okay, I need to talk to somebody from the feminine side to get an opinion on some of the things I'm seeing, because some of this shit is some of
I know where you're going, Jordan. Go ahead.
Wait.
Jordan, I'm Alejandro.
Oh,
I love how you took a jab at him and he low-key snitched on you in front of everybody.
Nyarito, go ahead.
So I needed a fucking opinion of the femsite because I was like, this might be one of those situations where what I'm watching to me is A, cringe, B, alarming, and C, downright fucking gross. But some females might be like, this is fucking beautiful. So this is romantic.
Did you see? Wait. Did you see the last episode ago?
Yeah.
Episode 4.
Yes.
They talk. He literally says it in the episode. He's like, "Yo, I fucking groomed you."
Yeah. No, I know. And then he used. He also, but you see what? Okay, let's go. Let's take it step by step. Let's get to that because the writing in this is also like, with all due respect, I feel like it's aimed at a certain vaginal cavity, like.
No es por nada. Cuando tú no te sabes el poster de la serie no te recuerda a algo que tú verías like in a rom-com or a chick flick o qué sé yo, las novelas de Fabio.
It's chick flick, but
there's specific lines that are just made to.
Exacto.
There's lines that like they say. There's a line where
God damn it! I was gonna get to that, you fucker. I know exactly where you're going with that conversation.
All right, go ahead, prick. Go ahead.
So
Nice.
some of the stuff is very like alarming or whatever. But I don't know. I had to speak to basically some other chicks and be like, listen, I need your opinion. So I spoke to two, and I made them watch this series. And one of them, yeah, there you go. One of them in particular was like, this bitch has problems that she needs to fucking work out. And there's something very alarming of the fact that he's hitting on her. He's not hitting on her. He's basically, by the way of telling her what her future is, he's already engatusándola a being his wife from the age of fucking 7.
Oh.
That was very alarming to her. There's also some questionable scenes with rape, and not with the female lead and the protagonist, but the way she describes rape is a little bit like, it's a little weird. But there's lines in this fucking series that I'm like, okay, that was one person. The other person has yet to fucking confirm or like, you know, she hasn't given me her opinion. But there's lines
engaged with it, bro. She was like,
that's what I'm fearing. I was like, oh shit, she loved it so much. She's like, I don't want to fucking talk about it. I just want to watch.
I'm not telling nobody.
Exactly. So as I'm watching this, I felt like it was one of those things like, remember when Twilight came out? And you couldn't say anything bad about Twilight because women would be like, but it's so romantic. He slept in my room and watched me sleep. And like Edward is like 277. No, let's say he's maybe like 120 years old or some shit like that. And Bella's like 16. There's scenes in this movie that are the same thing. Like, bro, he's grooming the shit out of this girl. And you women are finding this, some of you women are finding this romantic. And then the lines that he says, like, no, I didn't groom you. I didn't groom you. He says I groomed you, but there's also a line where he says, you see you think that's fucked up, but like the future version of me, you turn me into that. You turn me into that man. The 20-year-old you get now that doesn't want anything to do with this. Yeah. You're gonna groom me into that future. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that line I understand is made to make a certain female demographic moist, but like, I was like,
baby, the heat is still there. Team Edward versus Team Jacob, bro.
We'll get to that discussion another day. Furry balls or cold dick, whatever you want. Anyway,
dead dick.
Like the way the series goes along, dude, it's like a lot of the shit is interesting. There's a lot of things that work in that series, and I was like, oh shit, that's crazy.
Yo,
like,
I like mad random. I just fucking realized, yo, Edward's dick must have looked like a fucking Instagram filter. That nigga put his dick out in the sun and it just shimmers like fucking diamonds.
All right, we'll talk about what. We'll talk.
And then
okay, I because I think Jordan knows por la tangente que yo voy a ir también.
¿Quién carajo es ese tipo?
Okay, fine. Iñárritu and I think we might be on the same wavelength cuando empezaste a hablar de Time Traveler's Wife, because we know of two female critics that are loving the ever shit out of that show.
Really? What is one of them your girlfriend?
Nope. I'm talking about two female critics, and that's as vague as I can get.
Are they? Do they appear on their same Instagram together occasionally?
Please do not do this. There is no reason to do this. Let us
perhaps or perhaps not. There's two female critics. That's all I can say.
I'm a fan of them.
Pues,
I got them.
I've seen that they love the shit out of it, pero no pasa que yo no he visto nada, so I didn't know anything about it hasta que empezaste a hablar de él. So now with that context, now I'm very intrigued porque they love it. They love the shit
series, because the series does a lot of things right, but it does a lot of things that are like very like cringy.
No sé ni de qué era realmente. I know
it's entertaining. Okay. It's an entertaining thing. It's not like I'm not watching. I'm not being bored.
The acting's a little rough though. The acting's a little rough.
For me, it's okay. It's just there's things that happen in the show, like story wise and script wise, and I'm guessing it happened in the books. So they're adapting it, and it's just
Supposedly this is way more faithful to the book.
That's what I'm saying. It happens in the books, and it just feels like, again, it feels a lot. It feels a lot like Twilight in the way that if you had like nobody cheers for Hugh Hefner when he's banging 20-year-olds. Everybody's like that fucking disgusting viejo. Pero 117-year-old fucking Edward Cullen over here looks fucking amazing, gorgeous. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody says something, nothing. He's the biggest
Who do
pedophile
you
in the
want to
world.
have
Nobody
sex with,
says
though?
nobody gives a fuck about him being a
I guess
pedophile.
he's having sex with high schoolers. If he was having sex with like a 20-year-old, it's a different story, I guess. I keep forgetting that
It's even worse because Hugh Hefner was having sex with legally ass fucking grown ass women, and people still call him a. Edward Cullen was a fucking pedophile. He was worse than R. Kelly and Michael Jackson.
I also don't know why you would choose to go to high school for 300 years in a row. I also don't fully understand.
When I got out of high school, I couldn't fucking wait to get out of high school. When I was in high school.
So it's como en Eternals, cabrón, al final, que como que, oh, Sprite has to go to school. I'm like, but Sprite knows more than her teachers. What? I
guess she just wants the interaction to fucking be with. I don't know. That sounds weird. So she wants to hang out with little kids. I don't fucking know. But that's what I'm saying. So this fucking
that's what they were alluding to.
That's what I'm saying. And in this story it is very weird because you see him and he goes back in time, and obviously he doesn't go to see her on purpose. Like the first time he just lands next to her house and shit, butt ass naked, and he tells the little girl, "Oh, can you get me some clothes? I'm naked," or whatever. But as he does it, and they say like he did it 152 times from when she was 6 years old till she turned 18, some shit. And he's teaching her French. He's like again, the word grooming comes to mind because he's grooming her into be like
what he likes,
the wife that he fell in love with.
But the wife he fell in love with is only
the woman, all the things that he loved about his wife was because he fucking, I guess, taught her. You know what I'm saying? He showed her how to be person.
It's very weird, cabrón. It's so weird. Yeah. Like, if you want to write this on paper, cabrón, like somebody would call the cops. Like,
por eso es que en los episodios tienen la edad de ella. Como que Claire is 20.
Yeah. And the same thing with him. He goes back and he'll be Henry at 18, Henry at 8. Like, it goes back and forth.
Cabrón, the scenes that are really trippy is like Henry is 18, 24, 37, and 41. That means that they're all in the scene at the same time. All those versions of him are in the scene at the same time.
So, pregunta que te hago. He falls in love with this woman. So is it safe to say he fell in love with a woman that he created to be the perfect specimen for who he loves? Because if he's teaching her,
Jesus,
that's the problem. That's the problem.
You're telling me
this is the problem.
This fucking guy is gonna start working on a time machine right now.
This is the problem. This is the problem with the show. Because
give me a second. I'll be right back.
I'm
gonna go jump in time.
This is why it's weird. Because the version, right? The version that visits her when she's a young child is always older, like 31 and older, right? So until he's 31 years old, he never goes that far back in the past to visit her, right? But supposedly the reason he is that man is because of how she, I guess she made him a better person when they met before he turned 31. They meet when he's 22, and he's kind of an asshole.
It's a time loop, though.
Because that's what I'm saying. It's a time loop because it's not really. It's how you say it's hard to see who formed who first. When he's a young man, he's in his 20s. They meet, and he's lost because the time travel is like a disease, and his mother gets decapitated. And he explains it like there's certain events that happen in his life that works like there's certain events that happen in his life that work like gravity, and an event that's so impactful pulls him back to it now and again. So there's scenes where he sees his mother get decapitated at 8 years old, but then the 22-year-old version has to see it again. The 24-year-old version has to see it again. Like he has to keep coming to this part.
Sometimes they see it together.
Like he will hold himself while it's happening. Like, don't look. You don't have to look. You've been through this so many times. You don't really have to look at it. Don't like. He's at that age when he's young in his 20s. He's lost, and she meets him, and she's supposed to turn him into that man that she fell in love with
because he told her.
Who in a way exactly, but who in a way that's why I'm saying it's so fucking weird. She turns him into the man that she fell in love with, but he turned her into the woman that he fell in love with. So, and it's all out of order and out of loop. It's fucking weird.
If you thought Joker and Harley were toxic, let me tell you about the time traveler's wife.
Bro, it's fucking bananas, bro.
Is it more toxic than Warner Brothers and all of their IP?
This is Warner Brothers, bro. This is HBO Max.
Yeah.
This is Warner Brothers.
I spoke soon. I would love to work with Warner Brothers.
Now you can't say nothing. Now you gotta say this is the greatest series ever.
They are greenlighting my new film, Revenant 2. Instead of being shot all in one shot, it is shot in 0 shots. You must imagine the film. I'm very excited.
So that's the funny thing.
Why do you sound like Borat, bro?
Borat. I was born in the ghettos of Mexico. This is how they speak.
This is how we do it.
I was like, I don't know what fucking ghetto he been hanging out with. My ghetto don't sound like that.
That's the ghetto of Kazakhstan.
Anyway,
Kazakhstan? You mean Kazakhstan?
I don't
know. Kazakhstan. I don't know.
I thought it was Kazakhstan or some shit like that.
Yeah, right? I don't remember.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, Istanbul, not Kent. Never mind. Go.
That's what I was watching. The Time Traveler's Wife. It's fucking. It's a little crazy or whatever, and it gets sometimes it goes places where you're like, that's rather suggestive. But hey, it's entertaining. Honestly, to be honest with you, I'm pretty hooked on it. So
that's 32%.
Let's get into the nitty gritty, bro. We've been 46 minutes and we haven't even gotten into none of the main fucking topics.
You're not gonna ask.
Exacto.
The French toast over here. What he's been watching?
Yeah, man.
Well,
the lover of horror film.
I've been watching my mother cry about 3 hours straight. It was a lot of fun. I also watched.
Sounds so fucking traumatizing.
I watched the light leave my enemy's eyes as I thrust my sword into his abdomen.
Okay.
And in terms of themes, I watched Rugrats in Paris.
This shit got real dark and then real light real quick.
It's the creatives, bro. The creatives are like that. They teeter back and forth between
This shit was the opposite.
Agony and happiness.
Tienen que ser los dos extremos. Nunca hay
Exacto. No hay un middle. What is the happy medium?
Gray, what is that?
What is I saw the light in my enemies fade away, and then I tuned into Rugrats.
In Paris, though. In Paris,
bro. In fucking Paris. All right. So yeah.
Yo vi Star Wars. Vi Star Wars 1, 2, Clone Wars, Obi-Wan's, a Hitchcock movie, y John Wick. So I've been mainly in Star Wars. Porque yo voy pa Star Wars land este fin de semana.
Ooh, nice.
Get a lightsaber. Are you gonna get a lightsaber?
Yes, sir.
Can I get a lightsaber? Are they cheap or are they expensive?
They're expensive.
It depends. It depends.
Starting at 200.
Can I get a plastic one?
They have really incredible plastic ones that it's an LED light that's inside of the tube, and it's so because the old Star Wars toys were just a flashlight with the tube. This one, the tube is what makes the light. So I've actually, it's like a $45 one. Y si quieres que te lo compro, just tell me which character. But I've used it for movies. That's more
acceptable to me.
Yeah, I've used it for movies for lighting.
I'll get you a lightsaber keychain.
Oh,
there you go.
I mean, okay. I didn't know there was a thing. I could have asked for that. I don't know.
Keychain, bro. Keychain.
I'm gonna go to the local hustler store and get you a lightsaber de carne. All right. Next. All right. Hit them up with the topics, Nick.
All right. So, since we're already talking about Star Wars, y'all want to just go straight into Obi-Wan today?
No, let's start Kamala first. Let's go Star Wars.
Dale. A salir de eso.
Well,
All
right. Did everybody see The Boys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yo tengo una excusa. Me divorcian si la veo sin mi esposa.
Okay. That's fair.
Oh, well, I feel sorry for you because we're about to get into some sensitive. See the wordplay there? Sensitive subject.
Why don't you just leave for like 20 minutes and then come back? Because there's some spoilers that I would hate for you to get spoiled and like fun. There's some fun things even in the first 5 minutes from the first episode.
That's true.
That I would really hate for it to be spoiled for you. I know you don't care about spoilers, but there's certain moments I think you're gonna be like, holy fucking shit! I wish they didn't tell me that.
Somebody just make up a cue, a visual signal.
Dale.
Let her mute us, and then you give her the cue when we're done. When we're done giving.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. My camera if I see you, then I know.
No, wait. It's like when you see Billy Joel and Vin Diesel morph together disappear, you know it's time.
Ve, cuando es así, pues entonces yo respeto y digo, pues está bien, pues yo me aguanto. Y entiendo por qué. Okay, just in case, what I think about The Boys en general es que pues está chévere, me gusta, pues gross, blood everywhere, pero a veces como que no es que sea too much. Porque
oh baby,
no es que sea too much.
Wait,
oh baby.
When we're talking about it, I'll put this up. When we stop, when that's this is out, then that's when we stop.
Sí, that's a good one. No,
but do one for the Obi-Wan también. Do that shit. Do your producing thing, right?
Yeah,
there.
Everybody saw Obi-Wan, right?
Everybody saw
Obi-Wan. But do that shit for your audience. You know, I know that it feels like we're just talking, but you know, there's people that see us. I think.
Sí. No, pero hablando claro, The Boys no es que sea too much, porque en verdad que no es too much for me. Pero como que es como que el mismo trope, blood and es como que es el trope, como que let me repeat it like 20 times in one scene and then 20 more times in the next scene and whatnot. O sea, eso es que como que satura. Es satura.
Satura.
Do the ticker.
Let's start talking about fucking Kenobi. Let's get Kenobi out of the way. This was right, correct. This was episode 4 Kenobi. We got 2 episodes left, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 7, 8, 9, and 10. Like
yes.
Okay. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. So the episode, I saw the episode like a little while ago, a couple hours ago, after everybody was already talking about it on the fucking chat. So I already went into it. You goddamn right. Shut the fuck up. I went into it. I'm like, okay. I was literally waiting for the part where he hides Leia in the jacket. I was like, I really want to see how this is going to fucking go down. And as much as I said, like, I liked the first 3 episodes, because I did. I like disfrutarme those first 3 episodes. Fuck, there was a lot of things in this episode that I was like, they make everybody feel like how the stormtroopers look in the original Star Wars. Like, everybody's just dumb as fuck.
Incompetent.
There's like the part where he's in that long ass hallway and he's like, stormtroopers are coming, and they're like 10 feet away. And at the point when they're 10 feet away, he decides to like, remember, that hallway is like 30 fucking feet. And when they're 2 blocks away.
Pero acuérdate, Luke Skywalker did say, I can't see anything out of this mask. That is an actual line from A New Hope. And it's been canon. They can't see well out of those things. So I think there isn't. So let me ask you a question. Now that you say that, apparently the masks visually impair you. Okay, to work for the Empire, when they start hiring people, do you also have to be deaf?
Yes.
I think you have to be deaf. You have to be bad at shooting, and you have to be morally corrupt.
But that's also an issue.
Because there's also another fucking scene where. I forget her name. It's something with a T, right? Tila? Tala? Tala? All right. Tala goes into this fucking base and within a whisper's distance guides Obi-Wan through a secret fucking pass. She's literally like, okay, you're going to make a left here. Watch out for the 2 guards. I'm going to go right. And you're going to tell me, like, it was literally like within speaking this. I was like, they reached a point. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Nick. They reached a point in the series where I myself was like, okay, cabrón, like, if you want to finish this episode, you're just going to have to turn off your fucking logic. Because if you're going to find, like, if they were blatantly enough to do stupid things, like, every 5 seconds, then if you want to survive this, you're going to have to turn off the logic and then just enjoy this shit. Like, I've reached the breaking point. I officially reached the breaking point. Like, okay, you win. All right.
For me, it felt... there was vibes for me that, for me personally, was very similar to the original Star Wars, where a lot of the characters, they were like, if it felt like if it was done with the purpose to be just for fun, just for like kids or whatever, not to be taken serious, because it's so egregious. Like, they don't hear this, but then Obi-Wan has the little fucking transponder and some shit, and Tala goes, Obi-Wan, are you there? And they're like 20 feet away, and they go, did you hear that? The fuck? They heard a whisper. They heard the whisper, but they didn't hear when they was fucking loud. The shit that got to me, the most egregious shit for me, and it's funny, the most egregious shit to me was when fucking Obi-Wan has fucking Leia under the jacket, which looked ridiculous, and they're passing everybody. But then Riva, right? That's her name? Riva?
Yeah.
Riva comes
Riva.
like, yo, like 30 fucking people deep. Like 30 niggas deep in this big ass airship. Everybody got their guns up, and there's just people walking around. Like there's like nothing is happening. Like in between them, they're like, guns up, okay, going about my day. I'm gonna mind my business. In the background, in the front, I'm like,
mind your fucking business, Jim. That's the 15th breakout this week. Just mind your fucking business. Keep it moving.
like dead ass. There's stormtroopers. There's motherfuckers with guns walking in the background. Like none of my business. I'm gonna fucking go. I'm on my lunch break. I'm on the time clock. This thing got nothing to do with me. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here, yo?
You know what, buddy? You need to use your imagination. And at the same time, don't use your imagination. If there's 40 people surrounding 3 human beings, why would they need backup? Just keep it moving. There's other stuff to do on that ship. Okay? Yeah. They have it under control. Maybe the manifest. Maybe they had to do inventory that day. Maybe that shit was more important.
That's what it looked like, bro. That was like, yo, we got shit to do. This is none of our business. We're not involved. Am I mistaken? Are there any ships on that fucking port?
Sí,
yeah. It feels like very much what happened in the first episode, which happens a lot, like in cop movies. In the first episode, where they're in the bar and the Jedi throws the cortina and just runs, and they decide, let's not run after him. It's a desert. He could be anywhere. I'm tired. I'm not gonna run. Like these 2 ships come and they leave. Regular ass spaceships, they leave. But they're in a port full of spaceships. And nobody says, let's chase. They just go, fuck it, they left. We can't do nothing about it. Cabrón, I'm going to tell you something that blew my mind that I didn't even fucking realize. You know, brother fucking 5 is fucking Han from Fast and Furious?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Why do you look at IMDb for the more important fucking teasers? But yeah, you know, for the ones that you're not interested in, hey, might want to take a glance at the cast.
I don't, because in IMDb, when I looked for the Vecna shit, I truly didn't think that he was gonna be a character. I thought that was him. I just wanted to see who was the voice. I didn't know that it was an actual fucking character, like in the fucking show. I thought it was just a guy that was just doing the voice. That was it.
Did you know that Hayden Christensen is Vader?
What? I thought that was fucking Mufasa, like the lion. I thought there was a lion under that mask. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro. They got a lion and put a suit on it. It's crazy.
I was like, they strapped a bat in his spine so he could be fucking straight and shit. Get out of there, Mufasa.
So anyway. So you liked it, or you didn't like it, or you know?
No, I think he was very explicit with saying that he didn't.
I was underwhelmed. I thought it was okay. It was meh.
If that shit's underwhelmed, I want to know what is something you actually hate.
I don't hate it. I didn't hate it. It just got to the point where it's like, yo, like to watch this, it just has to be like, okay, I'm just watching this for like old school Star Wars vibes where it's just fun and there's nothing like, you know, nothing. I guess the tone is different. I guess tonally they just took it very different for me. We went from the fucking Rise of Skywalker, where those movies they're not necessarily, you know, fucking dark, but they're not as happy-go-lucky as some of the previous Star Wars films, as you know, episode fucking 4, 5, and 6, where there's moments.
Ponte a pensar, todo esto es un afterthought. Todo esto que estamos viendo recientemente es un afterthought. Aunque venga de la mente de George Lucas.
How can you say that this is light and, you know, lighthearted when they gave you intergalactic taxidermy? They gave you motherfuckers mounted inside a thing in a freeze frame. I wish I could show you right now with my camera what I'm doing, but I'm basically posing for you. I asked our brethren today, who's a Star Wars, you know, fanatic. I didn't understand. So carbonite is when they're frozen, right?
Yes.
Actually, we've seen that. That's when they like freeze frame the motherfuckers and like horrible poses, like agonizing pain poses.
I'm guessing they're alive in that circumstance.
Exactly. That's what I didn't understand. I was like, are they dead or are they like in suspended animation? And then
wait, who, in carbonite or the people in the tomb?
In the tomb, because it's a tomb.
Well, he said it's a tomb.
They look like the mosquito in the fucking wax in Jurassic Park.
So here's my deal.
They're in earwax.
Here's my deal with that. I'm still confused because I was told, and quote me if I'm right, we all spoke about it, that the reason they're being held in that state is because like the Emperor fears Force ghosts.
Yes,
No,
that's what I read. That's what I read.
That makes no sense because
Ooh.
the Force Ghost.
Yes,
that's what he said. That's what he said.
I didn't read. I glanced. I didn't read. It was too much. I was
he read that shit.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't
gonna
like
tell
to
you why
read,
that
we
makes
know.
zero sense is because Force Ghosts weren't introduced in canon until Episode 3, technically speaking, because Liam Neeson comes from the beyond and teaches Yoda how to communicate. So why the fuck would Palpatine know about that?
Because he's wiser, but doesn't he know like a whole bunch of deep dark secrets about
he doesn't. But just because, por ejemplo, he may know about Darth Plagueis, but why he's not going to go around thinking that every Jedi in the world knows about Darth Plagueis?
Oh, okay. Well, see, this is the fucking problem with the lore. Okay, this is the problem. When you motherfucking diehards can't get it straight, how do you expect me to run along with this shit? Like,
that's
why it's called that's why it's called Star Wars, Orengo.
Yeah,
because the religious zealots fight within themselves. They can't get this.
I thought it was just like just regular Force sensitive. I didn't know it was Force. I thought it was just Force sensitive people. Like if you got
what we read, ahorita fue eso mismo. It was because Palpatine apparently know que Force Ghost is a thing. So to prevent the bodies to turn into Force Ghosts, he frees them in amber.
Okay. It could be a misunderstanding. Granted, it could be a misunderstanding of lore. That shit happens all the time. But what I didn't understand was like there were characters in there which were deep cuts. I know for a fact there were characters with deep cuts.
Super deep.
But was it the kid with the helmet? Is that the child from Episode 3?
Like the one that you see in the movies, or
the youngling?
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. The ones that got chopped up.
Yeah, the one that has said.
Apparently he didn't do a vertical slice on this kid. He might have just chopped off his ankles. Like he looked pretty whole in that container.
Yeah, he looked pretty. Yeah, don't say bien. Actually, no one was missing a limb or anything. You know, they all look good.
They all had like a regular neck.
Sí, todos estaban bien.
They all look like they got Medusa. That's what it looked like.
Literal. Yeah.
I don't fucking.
Thank God he didn't go kill nobody while they were fucking and call somebody in the orgasm face.
Mala mía, ¿tú sabes qué es lo peor de todo? Que este episodio lo voy a decir jodiendo y no estoy jodiendo tanto. Este episodio justifica a las personas que dicen, oh, Star Wars is boring. Because I felt the same way as you guys. Like I felt like super bored. Por eso fue que yo les escribí después. Por eso yo le escribí después, okay, entiendo. Everybody, like every boring person went to film Star Wars against Miss Marvel.
So okay, here, now that Nick gave a spiel, I'll give my spiel. I wasn't necessarily bored. I was just a little lost with some things. And some of the, like you said, like some of the situations where like common sense should have took over, or I feel like, I don't know if it's the writer's fault or the director's fault or whoever was in charge of like setting up certain situations, I felt could have been handled a little bit more better to make me believe certain shit. But then again, who the fuck am I? I'm just a watcher, right? So
I'm being.
But there was one thing where I was like, I remembered a certain castmate who isn't here today. His name is Jordan. And he kept telling me that the director was gonna do fantastic work every time a lightsaber was shown because she was gonna fuck with the lights. And I was like,
I can't.
Why are you so triggered?
Pero yo no puedo hablar. Pero lo que puedo decir es que I rewound esa toma when it's pitch black and he turns on the lightsaber and kills the two stormtroopers. I was like, this is exactly what I literally said to myself. I've been telling motherfuckers for basically 2 years. Just wait till what she does with lightsaber and light. She did it with Vader, and she did it here.
So am I gonna get so? So let me ask you a question. It's been done.
Answer your question.
It's been done. You're speaking for Jordan apparently today, Mr.
I apologize.
Creepy French guy.
Character gave me a wonderful blowjob.
So all right, so if I see it once, it's impressive. If I see it twice, okay. If I see it a third time, it's not a fucking artistic choice anymore. It's a fucking gag. It's
that
like
is why all cinema is a gag. I have seen every camera shot. I have seen every close up. I've heard every note of music.
What are you talking about? Have you seen what?
If I see the lights go out and a lightsaber turn on and the whole scene is gonna be dark and all you're gonna see is the lightsaber. It was cool the first time I saw it. It was okay the second time, but if you're gonna keep on using it, it kind of loses its luster a little bit.
It's only actually happened once, and that was in Attack of the Clones, and George Lucas. George Lucas.
Oh, so you're not gonna count. So you're not gonna count. You're not gonna count. What is it? Rogue One when Vader pops out and all you see is the fucking lightsaber turn on.
I forgot about that scene. No, I sincerely forgot.
How convenient!
You're right. I think they did a good job in that scene because the room is like it's like gray, so you have the red bouncing off of the room, giving it like a horror vibe, as if it's like Dario Argento's like jerking off in the background. Personally, I think that after 40 years of lightsabers not being light sources, I will take any and all shots of lightsabers being light sources because lightsabers will turn them on and the character will be holding them and there's just no light on his face. You can ask Orengo. Since The Force Awakens came out, I was like, lightsabers finally emit light. What if
warms my heart? What if I give you a pitch black room and I attach a GoPro to the tip of the lightsaber and have the fight go on like that?
So George Lucas did something moderately similar, which was in Attack of the Clones. He does all the lights go out, and then it's only like 85mm close-ups of Anakin and Dooku fighting, and you have no idea what's going on. And on that one, you can definitely tell it's just a crew member moving lights. And I think that it looks cool, but I still prefer. I think the best lighting lightsabers have ever emitted is when when Kylo and Finn are in the forest. And Kylo puts the lightsaber to Finn's face. The purple glow. They do it with Rey as well. The purple glow on Rey's face and on Finn's face, especially when Finn screams, to me is like peak Star Wars lighting. I think that's what it's all about. So I was really happy in Episode 3 when what's his face? Obi-Wan is walking in the sand dunes and he ignites his lightsaber and then everything around him turns blue. That made me giggle. With glee. Sure, we may have seen it before, but we also haven't seen it in a blue lightsaber. I know that's nitpicking. Blue is my favorite color, and blue is my favorite color specifically because of Obi-Wan's lightsaber. So I will take any glee possible when I see lights emitted. Pero, you guys know I'm blinded by nostalgia con este show, and I'm
no, not at all. You're blinded by lightsabers in the dark. It's okay.
Cabrón, porque yo quiero lightsaber. Cabrón, perdóname, pero como que the prequels are great because they have so much great lightsaber action and you actually give a shit about what's going on. And the sequels, it's like garbage. It's people swinging baseball bats at each other. That is not choreography. That is a child playing with a toy sword.
So, as the show went on, like I told you, like I'm not super triggered or super butthurt. I'm not as invested as like maybe I want it to be, but it's okay. Like I to sit here and say the show's unwatchable, like it's not unwatchable, but it has things that are like kind of triggering. Yo, all that bullshit aside, God bless that. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. God bless that little girl that plays Leia. That is like she's the fucking cutest little girl. She's like, Dios la cuide mil veces. Like she's the cutest little fucking thing to play that character.
She's funny as fuck, that little girl.
And the scenes where she interacts with Obi-Wan are like very heartwarming, very tender. The whole scene with the interrogation.
Bro, the interrogation.
I would have enjoyed a whole show of that.
Yeah,
I would have enjoyed the whole show of that. The only thing is they would have probably veered off into like, you know, repeat territory because of Mando. But
I mean, pero honestamente, I fully accepted that Star Wars at this point is just Lone Wolf and Cub remake. Because they did on Mando, they did on Bad Batch, now they're doing it again. They'll probably do it on Ahsoka. I'm like, okay, so we're just doing Lone Wolf and Cub over and over and over and over and over again until society finally catches up with itself and watches Lone Wolf and Cub.
The scene we spoke with one of our friends today too, and he also mentioned that. I mean, it didn't really affect me, but I could see where he's coming from, where he basically said like the reasoning for him like to bounce back from his lowest point wasn't really in that episode, and he was just like, you know, to have Obi-Wan like literally be like, I don't want to have anything to do with this shit, or I want to have minimal things to do with this problem, and now all of a sudden he's like, I'm going full force fledged, I'm throwing myself
And
into
in
the
tunic.
fray after almost being turned into a piece of bacon. Like, I wasn't too triggered, but for other people, I know that they didn't like that shit that much.
I was very triggered in Boba Fett because it was a giant steaming pile of bantha poodoo.
This is for me. This is way better than Boba.
Yeah, this destroys Boba in every. This destroys all. For me, this destroys almost all of the Marvel shows as well, except for WandaVision, which was just a sheer joy. I
like this guy.
I loved WandaVision, and I think a lot of it, and it's not the show in particular that's doing it, but I think my favorite part of WandaVision was the internet. And I know it's not the show.
All right, now I don't like him anymore.
Why? Those 6 weeks were so much fun. Seeing people this connects to this, and this connects to that, and you're like, no, it doesn't. You're a fucking idiot. I can't wait to watch you eat your words. And then they're like, Ralph Boner. I'm like, yes, thank you. You guys pulled the Ryan Johnson, and I love you for it. He said, fuck you to the idiots. And thank you.
I think the biggest, obviously it's what it is. The biggest pull of the show is that it's about Obi-Wan. If this wasn't the Obi-Wan show, if this was another fucking person just in fucking Star Wars with a lightsaber or whatever, if this was another Jedi, I don't think I would have had such an interest in it.
With the way it's executed, though. With the way it's being executed.
Because there's just things that for me, again, tonally, I was expecting a specific type of tone. Again, I like the first 3 episodes, but then by the time I'm here in the 4th one, tonally, it just feels weird. It feels weird because episode 3, I really thought, I was like, wow, this is one of those times where Darth Vader in live action truly looks menacing. He looks like this bad motherfucker just walking down, clipping people, breaking necks, dragging bitches. He got
and
Obi,
he's not overpowered.
He got Obi, and he looks like he's just like, it's another day at work. He's like, yeah, cook, motherfucker. He's just barbecuing him and shit, and just chilling.
Cook, motherfucker. Yeah,
cook,
just like that.
He's Samuel Jackson's cook, motherfucker. He's over there just cooking this motherfucker. And then, like, this episode just felt it felt, how you say it? There was a tonal shift, but it didn't feel happy-go-lucky like the whole episode. It didn't feel like a fun adventure where they try to go and they try to help Leia escape. It felt like they took that part serious, but then there's other parts in the episode that feel ridiculous.
How about, can I ask you,
it didn't match.
How about, like, before we get everybody, I just have one question. How about Reva's motivations in this series? Like, does anybody understand what her real motivations are for doing what she does?
I'm telling you, bro, she's gonna betray these motherfuckers at the end. This
betray who though?
The evil guys.
Betray the evil guys. I think that she has been a good guy.
What would lead you to believe that?
I feel
because her performance is like, she's a great actor.
I'm being sarcastic, cabrón. I'm being sarcastic. It's just because the internet.
Cabrón, I wouldn't know. We brought this is the 3rd week in a row. Get that eagle. I don't know what it is.
Like, cabrón, I've been telling you, I haven't read that shit, okay?
No. So como que para mí, but thank you for confirming it. I appreciate it.
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't talking about her. I was talking about some other chick.
Sure.
Tala, exactly. Tala.
It's que Moses Ingram, her performance that she gave in Queen's Gambit doesn't strike me as the same performance as we're seeing now. And what that makes me feel is that what she's doing is playing. It's like Will Turner in Pirates of the Caribbean in the first act, where he's trying really hard to be tough, and that's the joke, and people are looking at him when he's like, avast, away. Fucking Jack Sparrow literally looks at him and is like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And I feel like she's trying very hard to be a bad guy and menacing. And the reason why we're reading it like, oh, this doesn't read sincere, is because perhaps her character actually isn't sincere about this. But then again, she was about to torture Leia, so perhaps I'm wrong.
So where does the okay?
Todavía estamos ahí.
With that logic being applied, it comes down to this is somebody that, like, she's literally killed people before. So how
Lex,
far
what
do
are
you
you doing?
how far do you have to commit? No, but okay, but like in the grand scheme of things, like Obi-Wan represents the right side of the war. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we're letting Twitter handle the lore, Deke. We get it.
On the track chips and the shit.
Yeah. Everything needs an explanation nowadays. You know, Han Solo's apellido es porque un rando se lo dijo en la cara. His blaster was given to him by another rando in the galaxy. Darth Vader learns about trackers because of Reva. Of course.
I didn't even see that connection.
Los Force Ghosts son de la peste porque no dicen.
Jordan, yo leí esa mierda en Twitter. That's why I'm laughing. Como que ya.
I'm just like, espérate, what? That's not what they were trying to do at all.
Pero you know what? You know what? Why not? At this point, Star Wars is over-explaining shit, right? Well, you need to over-explain this too.
Cabrón,
Go ahead, Jordan.
No, que yo me morí en Top Gun cuando que it's the Admiral's daughter, cabrón, y es como que carajo es esto? Esto es Star Wars. Que every single
it's all
tiny
connected,
thing
pendejo.
has to be milked.
Cabrón.
It's got to be milked like a cow. Y es como que, cabrón, el Star Wars que yo amo es Star Wars como Last Jedi, Star Wars como Revenge of the Sith. It's like, hey, let's try new shit. Hey, we may fail, but let's try new shit. Pero el Star Wars de ahora, porque there were so many there's good arguments to say The Last Jedi is bad, and there's a shit-tastic amount of bad faith arguments. And unfortunately, Disney listened to the bad faith arguments. And you can tell that when you watch Rise of Skywalker, that's like, oh, you didn't listen to the actual like criticism, did you? You just listened to the angry people. Got it. Thank you so much, JJ. I appreciate you. Go fuck yourself. So, say, como que Star Wars tiene the course correction ahora mismo because people were so loud and angry at The Last Jedi, and now I'm even more fearful because I'm seeing good takes about Obi-Wan, you know, in terms of why it's not working, and I'm also seeing a shit ton of bad faith takes of people like, why does the Grand Inquisitor die if he's alive in Rebels? I'm like, you just answered your question. He's not actually dead, you fucking idiot. This is episode 1 of a 6-part series. Suck my ball sack, you fucking like troglodyte. Like why didn't Leia mention this in the message? Because she didn't fucking feel like it, you fucking mouth breather. When I talk to Orengo, I don't talk about all of the things that we've ever shared in our life. Por ejemplo, if I need him to edit something, I'm going to say, remember how you edited this thing for me? I need you to do it again. If I need him to direct something for me, say, remember how you directed this thing for me? I need you to do it again. But if I'm calling him up to be like, hey, remember that one time you saved my life? Dale, cabrón. Dale. I will say that, but that's not the point of the conversation.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say that Orengo will probably ask you for context. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say like,
but it's a one-way conversation.
It's a one-way conversation.
He can't respond to Leia en esta circunstancia.
She's sending sending a voice note while cops are shooting at her.
Es un voice note realmente. So.
Yeah.
I'm dying for the cut. I'm dying for the cut that has.
Ahora, granted, si no sale Grand Inquisitor este show, people are gonna bitch and moan. I'm gonna tell you that straight up.
He needs to salir en este show por ley.
But wait, Jonah, but if he fucking doesn't though, people are gonna bitch and moan to no end. It's gonna justify every single just because if he doesn't show up, it's gonna justify everything by extension. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
not really. Because we're gonna use the logic. If we're gonna use the logic they're using right now in the show, they can literally make another one and have them come out for no apparent reason.
Is it like an Obi-Wan season 2 type of thing?
No, he can literally come out in a Ahsoka show and be like, well,
but Ahsoka here now. That shit happens way later.
That's my point. You guys get mad because they over-explain anything. They're not really over-explaining anything. They're making fucking decisions like knee-jerk reactions to a lot of shit. So they're just gonna throw him. They can literally throw him in another show without a reaction, and people will be like, it's acceptable.
But it just becomes confusing. Porque de por sí, I'm already confused with like as someone que no consume todo de Star Wars, I get confused because I see a character die. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I read on the internet, people are like going crazy because he's supposed to be in Rebels. I'm like, espérate, but eso me confunde because even though I might never see Rebels, there's a consistency problem, like que no está ocurriendo, a continuity problem. Y es como que, pues sure, obviamente es probable.
Continuity.
But sí, for sure, pero se supone que aparezca, right? Pero si no aparece, then it's like, okay, so then what was the whole point then? ¿Me entiende? It seems like, and it's weird because they literally have in the credits a dude who's like telling them the lore every episode de lo que supone que esté pasando y la consistencia de todo, pero it just becomes a little, no sé, it's weird.
It's weird.
I still, like I said, what I was saying about Reva was basically like,
Que
I
tú
understand the
odias
narrative.
las mujeres, entiendo.
No. that I could understand your narrative of like, oh, she's trying to convey through her acting that she's not really on their side, but that falls apart to me because she's literally an inquisitor. These motherfuckers kill people, like not for fun.
But have you ever seen any undercover cop movie ever made in the history of cinema?
So you're
like
basically saying they're the good guys then? I don't get, but again, this is to establish who the good guys and the bad guys are.
There's no such thing as good guys or bad guys. There's only
this is meant for children. There's good guys. There's clear good guys and bad guys. You know the guy that dresses in light colors? That's the good guy. You know the people that dress in all black and fucking snap people's necks for no apparent reason just because they were like making a hot dog on the stove and just decide to stick their head out the window that day.
Dad,
those might be the bad guys, Jordan. Those might be the bad guys. I'm just saying.
I'm aware. Exists in this universe. There's spies within the universe of Star Wars, and Rogue One was very morally gray. You literally have one of the main characters murdering his own informant. So no me venga con eso, porque new Star Wars is trying very hard to be morally gray. They're trying very hard, and I think that they're failing.
I'm gonna say con lo de Reva, si lo que leímos termina siendo lo correcto, it's not going to seem que ella era un double agent. It's going to seem like this was a bad performance all the way, y simplemente at the end there was a switch. And it's not gonna look good. Like if
hope not. I'm really hoping that it's a performance thing.
There's always a switch.
Good in Queen's Gambit, y en esta cabrón como que yo no la reconozco.
Pero Jordan, why can't it just be a directing problem?
Yeah, it's a directing thing. It could be a directing
thing.
Because
I love Deborah Chow.
And she's great. And she did great.
I'm dying on that hill, bro.
And that's fine.
I'm
she did great. And she
make sure it's a dark hill with a lot of lighting.
Mira, and she did great in Mandalorian.
How can it be dark and have a lot of lighting, Miguel? Suck my balls.
Mira,
sorry, Orengo, we keep cutting you off. It's not
no, tranquilo. It's no. I just try to gather my thoughts para que sea quick, porque obviamente tenemos los otros temas. I think que ya para episodio 4, all I'm boiling down is that I think all this stems from a creative issue. Todo es un problema de los que están behind the camera y los que están behind the pen. Todo es un issue de que maybe el guión estaba sólido, but then, cuando fueron a grabarlo, there's very questionable choices que se están haciendo en la escenografía, en la dirección, en la actuación, en la coreografía, en la edición, que no se está viendo bien, quizás lo que originalmente estaba el guión, o el guión está fucking malo también, and they're like, fuck, we need to roll with this, porque quizás hay un deadline, porque es verdad, hay un deadline para esta mierda, porque yo no puedo concebir, asumiendo que el budget, que creo que es 25 millones por episodio, que se vea tan pésimo visualmente. Like, ¿cómo es posible que Mandalorian, que I think it probably had less of a budget que tiene este show,
especially her episodes.
Exacto. How can they look infinitely so much better and more cinematic que esta? Que hay momentos que se ven super TV.
La nave.
Maybe this one is extremely rushed and the other one was not.
I think
Pero es que todas, yo sentí todas las siento iguales.
The original scripts were all thrown out and they had to rewrite it in a few months.
True, eso sí es cierto, fine, pero
esto se siente, no, I agree with you. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. Que se siente bien rushed, se siente que como que tenemos que grabar esto. Y Deborah Chow, I've seen a lot of her work. She doesn't normally do that many profile shots in dialogues. Y eso me ha confundido mucho. Como que, espérate, tanto profile shots en diálogo, como que tú usualmente no hagas eso. So what's happening here?
Yo creo que quedé muchos días en el shoot. I don't know what's going on. Hay algo que está pasando aquí.
We'll find out eventually.
We'll find out, we'll find out quizá de aquí a un año cuando alguien se queje, porque eso es como es. Realmente si pasa estas cosas de aquí a un año que alguien, pues ya el NDA pasó.
Disculpa, disclaimer, nadie tiene derecho a quejarse de esta serie, gracias.
Ok, gracias. Anyways, I think it's just an issue de de cuestiones creativas, porque literalmente se lo dije a Jordan. Me di cuenta con este episodio que literalmente si tú encuadras mejor la toma o si tú haces un cropping, hay tantas cosas que se arreglan, como lo del jodido boquete cuando está aguantando el agua, que él rompe el agua. Yo pensé que lo lógico sería, rompo eso, voy a hacer like a force move como si fuera Katara en fucking The Last Avatar, y hice el movimiento y después le cae lo de esto, pero el encuadre es, estoy bien lejos. Se supone que Obi-Wan está aquí, but he's not. Pero el boquete está como en la puñeta acá y entonces se mueve para el frente de ellos. And then in the next shot, he's running. No, the next shot pasa otra cosa. And then in the next shot, él está corriendo and he's in the same spot where he was initially. So it's very jarring en cuestión de spatial awareness. El otro problema era el mismo que dijo Miguel. Cuando está pasando que él se va a esconder, pero salen las patitas de los Stormtroopers literalmente in the frame. You know que it's like 3 feet apart. There's just, por más que ciegos que sean, that makes no sense que estando al frente de ellos, it's like video game logic.
It's a kid show, bro. It's a kid show, bro. You're overanalyzing shit. It's a kid show.
Like 30 feet that hallway, bro.
Sí, este show para mí se siente como una extensión de Clone Wars. Y yo lo veo así. And I think that's why those things haven't bothered me. Porque... No, sinceramente, because I just see it like it's a cartoon. And I think that's because my relationship to the prequels is very strongly cartoons. Como que, don't get me wrong, I love Phantom Menace. I fucking love Revenge of the Sith. But no, I'm not excusing. I'm telling you why it doesn't bother me. Pero
think about it. Think about this. Si vamos con prequel logic, vamos con cartoon logic, there's still hay consistencias tonales. Y no puedo creer que estoy usando George Lucas como ejemplo, pero cuando hay algo que es supposed to be taken menacingly, he shoots it con la intención de ser menacingly. Cuando hay tiempo para un chiste, pues he does like a cringe boomer joke in the same shot y seguimos después con la acción. Pero there's always distinctions con lo que está pasando. La escena es él corriendo por su vida y tratando de salvar a Leia. But then there's comedic moments that I'm certain they're not designed to be comedic porque no hay una intención, no hay nada con la música, no hay intención de que hay una línea que él diciendo, thank God I almost escaped them. God damn, they're blind as fuck. O sea, no dijo nada to at least make fun of the fact that they literally didn't see him 20 feet away. Como pasaría en las precuelas, because pasaba, I'm pretty sure he made quips diciendo esta mierda, and they didn't happen here. So I have to take as an assumption de que I'm supposed to take this with the level of seriousness de que, exacto. Quizás la parte cuando está en el trench coat está bien, because creo que la música, I think the música tildaba a comedia. So I think I can maybe buy that one a little bit, pero es que no me recuerdo, tengo que ver el episodio. Pero I think había una tilde de como que happy-go-lucky type of music, so yo creo que me puedo comprar esa parte. Pero shit like that and the water scene, yo estoy como que, there's something there de que I'm not supposed to be taking it the way that I am.
Hay una cosa que nadie ha dicho.
Suma.
No, que yo lo que no entiendo es que están surrounded de water y el cabrón sale, pero where did he go if they're surrounded by water? No entiendo, como que
took an elevator.
No, pero cabrón, it shows me como que the skyway is in the water y el cabrón sale de sale de la ventana, it's the same skyway, ¿no?
Fuck, no me acuerdo ahora.
Es
que el special awareness es bien raro en ese episodio porque el castillo, yo no sé dónde carajo está todo el mundo.
What I can say about that water scene is that when I saw it in the video game, it was way better.
Because the video game it wasn't green. I don't know why they turned it green with algae. I don't know why they got rid of the planet.
all I'm saying is that fucking scene where it's underwater. Somebody needs to fucking get those contractors and start fixing those gaping holes in those buildings, because the Death Star has like a wide open space where you can destroy it from. This place has windows you can fucking crack and flood the whole goddamn thing. Like that shit is fucking hilarious, bro. Like,
that's why I said tonally it feels so weird, because it was. I remember when they were promoting it, they said it was gonna feel like Logan, and at the beginning I was like, oh shit, this does to me feel like Logan. I feel like it's gonna get dark. When that fucking Jedi was hanging, I was like, shit, that shit looks fucking dark. But then you have the guy that runs into a fucking tree, and it's like, it feels so fucking Home Alone-ish sometimes.
Yo siento que cuando la gente menciona, ya se está volviendo costumbre utilizar palabras como que Logan, this is gonna be like a Dark Knight, this is gonna be like a character study.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Sí, The Empire Strikes Back of the movies.
Yeah.
Exacto. And I'm like, you need to understand their character study implies certain things that you're not doing. They give him a character moment at the beginning of every episode. On cue, they've literally done that for basically every episode. Sí. Cada episodio empieza con un pequeño character beat de como 3 minutos con Obi-Wan reflecting and shit. Y después empezamos a la acción, which is great. Fíjate, those are the best scenes. Cuando estuvo en el back, un poquito wonky, pero me gustó la idea de hacer el paralelismo de él y Anakin. Eso estaba cabrón.
Sí, eso me encantó.
When he saw him in the desert,
is in his brain.
When he saw the vision in the desert,
that saw that shit in the desert.
That shit was fuck out of my wife. Well,
really?
When we was watching that, because when she was seeing it, she thought that they were talking to each other. She thought that they were communicating because they were both in the tank. And she was like, are they talking? Are they having a conversation?
Vader is fucking with him.
I think I took it. Yeah, I took it the same way. Sí, yo sí pensé lo mismo.
Okay, Vader's implanting shit in his brain the same way that Vader communicated with Luke in Empire.
Sí. Jodiéndolo. Yeah, I think the same. Honestamente,
I do like how. Okay, so I think this is my favorite interpretation of Darth Vader in probably since Empire Strikes Back, because I don't like Vader in Return of the Jedi. I think that they just like overpowered him and then also nerfed him emotionally until the end. I love what they do with this character in the third act, but it's just really strange going from I'm goading you to murder me or else I'll murder your sister to I'm gonna kill myself for you. It's kind of a hard jump to see within a span of 2 minutes. So I think they could have massaged that a little better. I think his switch in Revenge of the Sith is a lot more nuanced. Revenge of the Sith is just, for me, is just such a better movie than Return of the Jedi. But that's a different story.
Did you learn anything from Rian Johnson? Let go of your past, bro. Burn it all.
Pero eso la cosa es que yo estaba hablando de eso hoy. I think that we all misinterpreted the subtext of that movie because the subtext isn't burn all the past. It's don't hold on to it in a toxic way, because Rian Johnson does not burn the past in that movie. He still homages it with everything from homaging Yojimbo to homaging the trench run in Hoth. So I think, after talking about it today with my brother, I think it's less black and white than the past is terrible, and it's more holding on to the past disallows new ideas, whereas if you do both, that's the sweet spot.
I took it as this company is cutting off my creativity by forcing me to keep on hand-fisting stories with this family into a movie. I want to make a movie where we have new characters that don't have a goddamn thing to do with this original family, because we've told everything we've had to tell about the goddamn family already. So that's the way I took it.
As this topic.
No, pero en verdad, como que Star Wars shouldn't just be about the Skywalkers, because it's like, if you're doing
it's a vast fucking galaxy.
Sí, cabrón, es como hacer películas de World War II where the only character is Adolf Hitler. Y es como que cabrón, you have so many other people. You have Emperor Hirohito. Like, where are you going, bro? You've got an entire Pacific front. You've got an entire African front of World War II shit to play with. So yo me estoy encabronando con todo esto de Skywalker. Thank you. I had a brain fart and I couldn't remember him, so I went straight to Africa and ignored Italy.
No, pero uno de los más prominentes, like the second most prominent figure es Mussolini.
Mussolini, yeah. Yo tuve una cosa con...
Absolutely, pero para mí es Rommel, porque yo crecí amando la estrategia de Rommel. Because yes, this podcast is
literally, I was looking for it to put it on.
Mind melding.
Hermoso. I'd say que, y un pana mío lo dijo como hace unos días atrás, and I think that's, y se ha dicho antes, pero I think it's very accurate now. El issue que Star Wars ha tenido y la razón por que people pues se encojonan más y más y más quizás por los shows que están saliendo también stems from the fact de que if they would just make a show into the far future and the far past, it would be a different story, because no habría contexto para dónde agajar, so they have to take it as it is. Como tú sigues añadiendo una historia que ya está demasiado explorada y demasiada gente con demasiado ojo y demasiadas opiniones about it, it becomes worse every time you go back to the same world, and it goes worse. Exactly, it gets worse every time you go at the same time period. and you try to like jam una historia en los últimos 5 años antes de esta otra película, esta otra mierda, es como que, but if you would have done something hace 500 años atrás, donde la única persona que vas a traer es Yoda, porque Yoda fue el que vivió para esos tiempos, y nadie más, like, ahí you can go insane, because there's no base para todo esto, you can do whatever the fuck you want, y nadie se va a quejar, porque no hay una base para dejarte llevar.
Está bien
Pero,
equivocado. Está bien
do you really
equivocado.
think so? Do you really
Yeah,
think so?
after this series todavía queda el weekend antes de que Obi-Wan llega.
That's the funny part.
I'll
man.
tell you one era que yo estoy bien if they visit the era again son la precuela porque the prequels get so much hate that forcing prequel haters to watch more prequel love just warms my heart.
Tenemos Clone Wars.
Yeah, Clone Wars,
7
though.
seasons of that.
I'm
That's
okay.
prequel era.
I know. I'm saying like if someone were to be like, hey, Jordan, you can choose out of the 3 eras only to direct a show, I'd be like, but dale, Band of Brothers during the prequel series. Estamos bien. Estamos chilling.
I would actually honestly do this the sequel era porque es en el futuro. So you can get away with shit. Because again, vuelve con mi issue es que al tú ir a precuela era.
Stormtroopers, it's boring.
Bueno, pero ¿dónde ¿cómo que se llaman los Stormtroopers en las nuevas? No eran Stormtroopers, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo se llamaban?
No, there's Stormtroopers, and then there's Sith Troopers, and then there's Suck My Dick Troopers.
No, but I'm not, like, they're not fucking around. They're not called Stormtroopers anymore in la Disney sequel era, right?
He just trademarked them. They're called Suck My Dick Troopers.
My Dick Troopers.
What do those helmets look like?
They have a great design. I love the design, but es como que I think this story wraps up why the sequel trilogy's design irks me. Yo estaba jugando Battlefront 2, and it was a space level, and it took me 15 minutes to realize I was in the sequel era. I thought the entire time I was in the original trilogy era, blasting X-Wings with TIE fighters, and like, oh, fuck yeah. And then I looked at the logos. Like, that's the First Order and Resistance logo. This isn't Episode 6. This is Episode 7. Y para mí, that wraps up why that bothers me.
Got you. That's fair.
Let me ask you a question, Jordan, before we jump to the next topic. Have you read the High Republic, is it? High Republic, right?
Sí, yo he leído los cómics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, the other days I was gonna dip my feet into the book or whatever.
The next Star Wars book I'm going to read is one about Amidala that came out 2 years ago that apparently is pretty good. That it's from episode 1 to 2, and Padme is like a top 5 Star Wars character for me, so I'm like, I'm in.
Eso es en el pasado, ¿verdad?
Sí, es después de episodio 1 y llega al 2.
Are you sure? I thought High Republic was like
no, High Republic,
no.
He's talking about something else.
No, yo te estoy hablando literalmente High Republic, yeah.
No, High Republic is like fucking shitload of time before the
Skywalker
saga.
After they nerfed her, or after he nerfed her in Revenge of the Sith, that would be one character I'm okay with if they were to do one more story with Padme, like one more movie or whatever. I'm like, I'm in because she deserves one more badass action scene because she had 2 incredible ones in the trilogy, and then the third one she's just pregnant and barefoot in the kitchen complaining. I'm like, that's not. Like, you just took like a feminist icon. You basically Daenerys her. You took a feminist icon and then turned her into a sexist stereotype. That's like Daenerys was the feminist icon for a long time. You know, I'm mad because I didn't get dick.
You talking about the third movie or the second one?
Yeah, third movie.
No, Daenerys. And the third one. The third, yeah.
But she was preggers, bro.
Cabrón, you're saying that pregnant woman can't be badass?
I'm saying that maybe you shouldn't put pregnant women on the battlefield.
I think that pregnant women are the most badass type of women, considering what their bodies are going through. So I think there's a lot of work you can do there. And plus, it's not a battlefield. Somebody can attack Amidala and she shoots them right in the dick. No sé,
pero la trama no se prestaba para eso porque eso ya era cuando estaba pasando.
No entiendo. Por eso digo que one more. Yeah. Just one more with Padme, and I'm okay. I just want to see her fuck some people up.
Oh my
God. Didn't they do that shit in Clone Wars? Didn't she have scenes in Clone Wars?
She's amazing in Clone Wars. And then she has a really great relationship con Ahsoka y Obi-Wan, which this show is alluding to. They're like, her friendship with Obi-Wan and her friendship with Ahsoka is so fucking heartwarming in that show.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
God, I love Padme. I just love the prequels. I'm sorry. I mean, I love all Star Wars.
Since our buddy Lex isn't
disappeared.
Back.
Yes.
He disappeared on us. Why do I have a feeling he lost? Oh, there you go.
I had to take a shit. Sorry.
Great.
You could have kept that information to
Great.
yourself.
Great
Fantastic.
No, you want
Okay,
to ask?
wow,
You ask, I tell you. I think it's
10 out of 10.
Jesus Christ.
10 out of 10.
ahead.
I wonder how the algorithm looks at that. Like,
I think it's fine.
okay.
I think they boost the ratings actually. Cuando tú dices
Really?
cosas.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fecal matter. That's a big sell.
That's a big sell.
Bro, it's in the news. Amber Heard, baby. Everybody talking about shit.
Patrol troopers.
You can't see me. You can't see me, but I'm nodding in disgust. Okay.
Okay.
Keep moving.
Keep moving.
All right, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, that's it.
We're done with Star Wars, bro. We've
done with
taken
Star
the,
Wars? All right.
we've
Star Wars
crucified
is-
it enough. Wait, slow down. Sally, you didn't say nothing.
Penises blowing up.
Acuérdate, yo dije que mi opinión se va a saber en el último episodio.
Oh, okay.
Smart.
Yo la única opinión que yo tengo de este episodio es que it was a little bit boring. Hablando, o sea, sin chistes, sin nada, sin estar jodiendo. En verdad, como que, no sé, to me it was a little bit boring. El CGI, pues, it felt like it felt like a chore, básicamente. Ver el episodio de hoy. Pero, again, my opinion, my full-on review and opinion is gonna be at the 6th episode.
I'm gonna insert a masculine, fucking toxic masculine comment right now. The chick that plays Tala, super fucking hot, super hot. All right, let's go.
Oh
my
eso ahí me
God,
va a decir, Game of Thrones.
the Red Viper's wife, bro. Let's go.
Mandalorian's wife.
Yeah.
The leader of the
Mando's
Sand
wife.
Snake. Have some
And
fucking
Mando's-
respect on her name, cabrón. The leader of the Sand Snakes. Y también Luther's wife. Zoe.
All right. So
Let's
yeah,
continue,
let's get into Miss
The
Marvel.
dicks blowing up. Oh, okay.
No, that's not yet. We'll get into that. now.
Okay, wait. Text me. I haven't seen the show, so I'm gonna do what Nebula's gonna do when you guys talk about penises blowing up.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really have to do it anymore because you keep on mentioning it, and she
No,
hasn't
but
muted
I saw
herself
the
yet.
meme. I saw the meme. I saw the
No,
meme.
that's
just
not
in
the
case.
surprise. That's not the surprise that I was referring to either.
Oh, okay.
No, but just in case
Yeah.
I saw the memes.
I'm
All right,
referring
All right,
to
so yeah,
the
let's
actor.
go ahead. Let's start talking
That's
about
in the
Miss
beginning.
Marvel. Then.
All right,
Yeah.
mute yourself or mute us.
No,
and
no,
yourself.
I'm gonna just text me Orengo if is that okay?
Sure.
Got it. All right, love you guys. Bye.
We'll send you a raven.
All right, so Miss Marvel came out. Since Miguel, you're the fucking biggest fan of fucking Miss Marvel. Why don't you go first?
Yo estoy loca porque este cabrón hable. Dale.
I loved it. Okay, no, let me not say I didn't love it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. The tone of the show, I'm gonna say right off the back, I don't think it's for like the tone of the show might not be for me.
Mhm.
Like the way they're deciding to go or whatever. Pero I can't help but like the main actress. I think she fits the role pretty well. You know, Kamala doesn't really have her head in the clouds so much as this girl does, as they're portraying her to daydream so much about it. But I understand why they're doing it. So they're really bringing home the fact that she's like a fucking fangirl and a half of like of the Avengers and the whole superhero lifestyle. Ella le ve todo lo positivo a ser un superhéroe. You know what I'm saying? She's this one feels a little bit more convincing than Kate. To be honest with you, like Kate's motivations were impactful, but this one is like it kind of feels like it kind of feels a little Disney Channel-ish, un poquito, the Disney shows.
Yep.
Se siente like Lizzie McGuire-ish at times.
Cabrón.
Yeah, like it feels like Lizzie McGuire-ish at times. Pero like, I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a bad show. Like, and the whole aesthetic they're going with the fucking comics and you know the I liked visually what they did with certain scenes,
I
like
love
stuff
that
in the
shit,
background turning into
Sick.
messages and stuff
I
like that.
love that.
The dynamic she has with her family, that is very much from the comics. Like there are literally scenes from this series that are ripped straight out of a certain run. The run I remember actually. The dynamic she has with her uncle, the dynamic she has with her brother, the dynamic she has with her dad and her mom. Her mom is kind of representing. I think they're switching it up a little bit because I think they're putting, which in the comics I don't remember that, but I think what they're gonna go with is her grandmother.
Okay. Sí,
Her grandmother
yeah.
was the one that maybe is like had like,
que tenía la pulsera y entonces
exacto,
ella se la envió a la hija.
and they allude to the fact that she was obsessed with a lifestyle filled with magic that the daughter didn't agree with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, she literally said, like, I've told you what happens when you get wrapped up in fantasies too much.
Exacto, sí,
and I think they were referring to her grandmother, and I for one, I didn't see that in the comics. They could be doing that just for the show.
Sí, porque acuérdate, tienen que justificar el cambio de poder.
Exacto. The nega bands or the bracelet. I don't even know if it's the nega bands anymore.
Hasta ahora no, yo lo estaba viendo con subtítulos y no me acuerdo si le pusieron algún nombre debajo de los subtítulos, de verdad.
No, they haven't named it yet. But I thought she was gonna have the nega bands from the original Captain Marvel comic, like the dude that had the nega bands. It doesn't look like that, but again, we don't know. They did. I did kind of like what they did with the powers, because even though she can't physically stretch out right now, the mystical power is kind of like an extension of her appendages.
Exacto.
So I was like, okay, I could kind of
photon.
I was like, I could kind of fuck with that. I don't think that's that hard. I didn't think that was gonna be the situation or whatever. So that's cool. At a certain point in this series, she looks through drawings and there is a fucking cockatiel.
Sí, I was waiting for you to say that.
There is a fucking cockatiel. I'm hoping that they are alluding to something, and that's just not like a little fucking Easter egg, like all the Easter eggs in Wanda, which had nothing to do with the series. I'm praying to Lord Jesus Christ that they're already starting to plant the seeds. And even if we don't get them in this season, we'll get them as like a villain for like some other season or something like that.
Ojalá. Porque yo vi esa pendeja y yo por poco me muero y yo...
I saw the white cockatiel and I almost had a fucking coronary. My son was on the couch and he saw his father jumping up and down and he was like, what the hell is the matter with dad right now? What else do I like about the series? I mean, it's very lighthearted. Mm-hmm. Like I was telling Nick, I don't know if you were here, but it feels like kind of like Lizzie McGuire-ish at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. The setup with her powers I thought were pretty cool. The ending was cool. The kid's interpretation of her sidekick or her man in the chair, it's okay. Again, it's a little childish. Like the version in the comics was a little bit more cooler, pero I'll allow it.
I like that kid. I was digging that kid. I like that kid.
The version in the comic feels a little bit more. I don't know what to call it. I
think this one fits the tone of the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It feels very kiddish. I like the way that the post-credit scene linked it back to Spider-Man. I thought that was pretty dope.
What?
I thought that was pretty.
Yes.
There's a post-credit.
Fuck.
Yep.
Okay, so check it out. So in these things, in these series, there's a thing.
How many series have had that in Disney Plus?
A couple.
In Loki, it was what? Once?
Winter Soldier.
Like at Captain America. None of the first episodes has had it.
You're not new to this. You know that you watch these.
None of the first episodes have had it. Have any of the first episodes have had it?
Doesn't matter.
Pero que nosotros hacemos when we watch the episodes together. Vamos al final a ver si hay algo.
Exactly. This guy's slacking.
I had to watch all the shows today. I literally stopped watching at 8:10. I watched Obi. I watched this shit, and I watched the 3 episodes of fucking.
You can't see it. You can't see it, but I have the world's smallest violin playing a tune for you.
Thank God I can't see it. I have this right here. See that?
No, pero a lo que tú estabas diciendo sobre. Oh my God, I forgot her friend's name. Forgot his name.
Actress?
The sidekick.
Yes.
Fíjate, estaban aludiendo, yo no sé. My wife, she doesn't know, like she hasn't read about Kamala Khan and the Miss Marvel comics or anything. Y ella me está diciendo, is he bad?
You talk about her sidekick?
Yeah, y yo como que...
I don't know. I mean, not in the comics. Not at all.
Exacto. Like, por eso yo diría como que, no sé, como que te planta el seed for some reason, just because he has high tech and he does this and that and he lives kind of alone. Es como que... Y ella como que, is he bad? Yo, no.
So
I thought the same thing. I was like,
would be shocked.
Yo quería saber si no éramos como que la única como que.
No, I thought it
looks weird, pero es el portrayal como tal.
I remember hearing Miguel say specifically, "Oh, in the comics, there's like a person that's her age, and I thought it was him because I don't read the comics. I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, this kid feels like if maybe the powers are gonna separate them at one point, and he might turn into a villain.
So in the comics, there's a character that's more or less of her same lineage. I believe he's Pakistani. He belongs to the same community, but you find out later on that he's an Inhuman, but he doesn't work on the good side. Let's just put it that way, or whatever. He kind of. She looks at him and she's like, "Yo, this is the perfect guy for me because my family would accept him. He's very relatable to all of my situations or whatever, blah blah blah." And then he turns out to have Inhuman powers, and he's a total dickhead. I thought that they alluded to him in the series because at one point she takes a picture out of a friend, like this friend that's a kid, a guy or whatever, and she's like, "Oh," she kind of has like semi, she'll say feel, but she goes like, "Oh, fulano, like I haven't seen him in a while." So in my head, I'm like, are they planting the seeds so that he looks like a dorky kid last time you saw him, and when you see him now, he's like a heartthrob? You know what I mean? And you're gonna fall for him because teenage fucking hormones and all that shit.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man with the brother.
Yeah. So I mean, the show's pretty cool. Am I like totally hooked on it? Like I can't wait for the next episode? Not necessarily, but it's a very positive little show. Like I like the tone of it a lot as well. I still love the comic. I still love the comic way more, but it's a cool little interpretation of the character.
A mí me tripea los visuales.
The end credits where they literally plastered all the scenes from her famous runs all over the city. That shit was like,
bro,
tear. I was like, that shit is fucking awesome.
The fucking editing in this fucking show, like CELY said, the visuals of this show, yo, I was eating that shit up. The way the camera moves when she goes on the sofa and it goes like upside down, like so many things about the show visually. I was like digging the fuck out of this show because
this shit screams Scott Pilgrim at us. Like
it felt to me. I was like, shit. This seems how I originally thought that Homecoming was gonna feel. Even though Homecoming felt very high schoolish, this feels high schoolish, but the editing and everything just feels so fresh. This is not anything that we haven't seen before, but it feels so fucking new, so fresh. The way that they do the text messages through the fucking sign on the floor, the fucking light sign on the store, like the way you
had you looking around. After they did that, it had you literally like
it was
scanning the peripherals.
All the space. Like everything on the screen, it was using all this. I thought it was so dope. Yo, this is the first time experiencing anything Miss Marvel. Yo, and I dug the fuck out of it.
It literally had me scanning the screen for like what they were gonna show you next in terms of like the interactions or whatever.
What I fucking really, really fucking enjoyed, and what they were talking about AvengerCon, is something that I've always fucking questioned for the longest since the blip. I'm like, before I talk about that, the beginning I fucking loved, like her little videos and shit. And she was I streamed this shit on Wednesdays. I was like us. I fucking love that shit was so dope, right? And I've been in my mind for the longest. I'm like, how the fuck does everybody know everything that fucking happened there? And when she was like, oh, Ant-Man has a fucking podcast, when he was talking about this shit, I laughed my ass off when that part came out. I was like, then this motherfucker must be just telling all the fucking stories. I was like, yo, how do they know that Captain Marvel flew through the thing and punched fucking Thanos?
Because he has a podcast and his co-host is Louis.
That's that you're lying, right?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying Louis would be like the perfect podcast, man. He'd be like on the mic for a fucking hour. He'd be like, yeah, and then we were at the store, right? And my cousin, he's cool like that. He was
Cabrón, if that was the new Disney shorts, I would watch that shit. Cabrón, like I would be watching that. I would be dying each episode just to see that shit. I'll be waiting like WandaVision just to have him explain, like give the newbies, all right, this episode I'm gonna read you up on what happened in phase 1, and he's just fucking telling everything, nigga. What? That show would be dope as fuck.
So the post credit, which you didn't see because you're a casual now.
Shut the fuck up,
normie. You're a fucking normie all of a sudden.
Shut the fuck up.
It shows you the guy from Damage Control, the guy that were based,
the one that's in No Way Home.
Yeah, Yeah, and he's basically looking at somebody's showing him the footage from the Avengers con where she's getting her powers, and they're like, "Whoa, wait a second!" Like that first, they're like, "Yeah, well, whatever. People got powers now, like whatever the fuck ever." But he's like, "Not on this level." And then it's the same actor that interrogates Peter, and basically, you know, they're all up. They are damage control. They're all up the heroes' asses because basically they clean up after all their messes.
Yo, that motherfucker from Succession.
I know.
I didn't realize that it was him until I rewatched a trailer for fucking No Way Home. I seen Spider-Man, I seen Succession. I didn't put them together, and then I seen the fucking trailer, and I was like, "The motherfucker from Succession? Get the fuck out! I didn't know he was in this movie."
You didn't hear the ringtone to the phone?
What fucking ringtone?
When the phone rang, when he got the message on the video, it was like L to the OG.
Oh, pero yo, like,
fíjate, pero I loved it. O sea, en términos de pues, visuals, no estaba lentito, porque te decía todo como que, ok, esta es la que hay, como que este fulano, qué sé yo, tú conoces a los pais, conoces al hermano. You don't really need an introduction to know who they are. I like that. No sé, como que el feel de esta serie como que me gustó más que Obi-Wan, aunque en Obi-Wan, okay, I know who this person is, but wait, who the fuck is this? Okay, let me learn their name, let me learn who they are. Where do they fit in the canon, whatnot. O sea, que hay más baggage. Aquí no, aquí yo me pude sentar lo que I don't need to read the comics for now, because I will read the motherfucking comics, que no tenía break. Pero es como que, okay, brother, family, best friend, school, best friend, not enemy, como que ex-friend who's now a bitch. Okay, she's trying to do this and that. Como que es bien fácil de catch on.
She felt like Flash. She felt a lot like Flash in Spider-Man. Like, she's gonna hate fucking Kamala, but she's gonna love Miss Marvel and shit.
Exacto. Y es como que, like, it was fun to watch porque era como que effortless. Yo creo que that's what I'm getting at. Like, it's very effortless to watch this, and it's so well done visually. Que es como que, okay, this is just eye candy, like all over.
Yeah.
Like, it keeps you looking, qué sé yo, Circle Q instead of Circle K. Edison Electronic. Como que, it's like all these Easter eggs.
That's important.
I know. And
that's important.
I'm happy.
And I don't know if anybody saw this, but tiene una pequeña estúpida conexión con Hawkeye, que es Trust the Bro, the moving company. Pasa a lo último, pasa de momento, ¡pup! Y es como que, oh no, what is going on? Mano, y hubo una escena que es como que o sea, a mí y a Nikki nos dio tanta pena cuando ella se está mirando en el espejo y se empieza a tapar.
Yeah, that's
God.
But that's again, that's great. That's great.
Sí.
Like literally, that's literally the cultural thing with the comics. She's
And
like she's battling becoming like a woman. She's battling like her cultural affinities between like her family's ¿cómo se dice? Customs and traditions, but also living
in Jersey.
Yeah, you live in fucking, you know, like smack dab in fucking, you know, liberal land, New Jersey and shit. Like it's the comic does it so well, and I think the series is like starting. They're están tanteando con las ideas y lo están planteando bastante or whatever. Like, you know, she wants to be her, but she also doesn't want to betray her family's customs and traditions. It's like very dope.
Sí, o sea, sin echarle mal de ojo, o sea, aunque it goes down, aunque de casualidad se vaya downhill y sea una mierda al final, por lo menos tuvimos un buen primer episodio. No me podría quejar. Igual que los primeros tres, bueno, en parte. Igual que los primeros tres de Obi-Wan, como que pues, en parte. Pero this was a very good episode. Como que it keeps you there.
I enjoyed it, and like you said, there's parts of the episode that really hit different people at different times. And as a father, the part where like that you've seen so much enthusiasm as the father burst in like dressed like the fucking Hulk, and he was like, "Oh, my daughter, she loves comic books, so I'm gonna dress up. She loves these heroes. I'm gonna dress up like one of them, and she's gonna be so happy, and then we're gonna have this great experience together. And she's like, I'm gonna be humiliated. Like his fucking face, that shit hit me. So I felt so bad for him, and I was like, yo, that shit is a fear. It's like, you know, when your child stops being the little baby, you know what I'm saying? They're growing up and, you know, they don't want to spend that exact, you know, amount of time. I saw that look on his face. That shit fucked me up, yo. That shit hit me hard, son. Like,
and you know why it also worked? Because the father kind of feels like an ally to her when they're having fights.
Yeah, exactly.
With her super traditional mom. The father feels like he's always trying to back her up, or él es el que apacigua la pelea entre las dos, diciéndole a la madre, like, you got to give her at least a little bit of space. And in the comics, that's kind of like what it is or whatever. The dad's always the one that's kind of like, you know, like bringing peace to the fights. Even though he's traditional like her, he kind of tries to be there for his daughter more than the traditions. So they established it in the episode, and when you see that she literally like has the outburst that she's like, you're gonna fucking embarrass me, man. I don't want to be seen with you guys in no fucking you know, culturally correct Hulk suit. Like, yo, like his face is just like
his whole demeanor, like he burst into that shit so enthusiastic, yo. He was like, he looked so hyped. He was so happy. And he was like, look, I'm a hero too. I'm fucking Hulk. I could be big Hulk. You could be little Hulk. He was like so happy.
The Bollywood, but he is, y se comió la parte, pero...
Yeah, he did that shit good. That shit had me in my feelings and everything.
No, mano, pero la jodienda es que como él le dice, you're not going, es como que, oh.
Excited. There's a lot of people like, I don't know, like...
we can hear everything, cabrón.
No te escuchas ahora porque lo muteas. Él lo mutea y empieza a hablar.
I pray that your friend isn't calling you and telling you that he just got herpes, because like everybody heard it on the feed.
No, it's nothing that big. It's something else. Don't worry.
Oh, he got chlamydia. All right, it's curable.
Okay.
All right.
Like, all right. So yeah, yo, bro, as like my first taste into this world of what's fucking Kamala, like, yo, I really dug it. It really does solidify when everybody says there's such a feeling of like she's like the Peter Parker now of the MCU, because she really does. They hammer in that she's a fan, that she loves all this. She feels like she's relatable in the way that she's a person on the outside just looking at them.
Cabrón, she's us.
Exactly. She looks at them, and then she finally gets the opportunity to be one of them. She really does feel like she could be this generation Spider-Man. Okay, there's still, you know, Spider-Man is still Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But it really does feel like that.
That's a problematic statement. But pero I understand the sentiment behind it or whatever. She does very much feel like, you know, like everybody that watches the show can identify with if you're this far into the Marvel game, like a lot of people can identify with that character, because like literally they're representing everybody who loves this shit so much. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is, if I get my cockatiel, bro, if I get Mr. Edison, yo, at the fucking, oh my lord, yo, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. They already ya están tanteando, like they're sending little subliminals. Like
I could imagine, bro, the fucking jump off of that fucking sofa. Oh, cockatiel, motherfucker! Like I can imagine.
I just now my thought process is like, who would you get to voice him if you did it? Because it's got to be CGI like 24/7 with that guy. Like, who would you get to voice this dude?
Who would you get? Since you know the character more.
I don't know. What kind
of character? Like, how is he? Is he just an intelligent asshole? Does he really?
He's super intelligent. He's like an evil genius, like straight up evil genius or whatever. And he comes across, like, his design obviously comes across very but he's so bad, like he knows where to hit Kamala the hardest. Like, he's like, I'm not coming. He's like, I don't, like, he doesn't do the Joker, but he literally tells her, like, I don't want to kill you. I just want you to leave me the fuck alone. But if you don't leave me alone, I know that I can fuck with your family. I know that you love them to death. You do anything for them. So I'll start picking them off one by one. But that's up to you. Like,
so is it like
Milkinson?
How would you say? does it sound comical in a way? Like, is he comical? Or is he like
I don't think so.
cold deliveries?
No, he's a mixture of like when he's pissed off, he's handing out like heavy ass ultimatums. But that half of the time he's very educated or whatever, and he's maniacal. But I wouldn't call him over the top. He's very calculated. So I don't know.
The way you say,
except when you call him a cockatiel, then he loses his shit.
Yeah,
the way that you explain it, just in my head, I keep thinking about another fucking character that you fucking liked a lot. It sounds like fucking Percy. The way you describe it, that's how it sounds. Like fucking like this guy that's just very, like he's very calm at times, and then like the trigger pops out, and this motherfucker's out here, like yelling and going ape shit.
Percy's the suave debonair guy who's like too cool to be associated with any of you motherfuckers. But that's who Percy is.
No puela. Si pusieran a Taliesin Jaffe or Matthew Mercer a voice of fucking cockatiel, I would lose my shit. Ya tienen a Jollibee Money, ya salió en el primer episodio. I'm super hyped. ¿Sabes?
You know what? I could see somebody like Jesus Christ, what's his name? The guy that played the Rhino.
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti.
Yes. I can see somebody like that voicing him.
Yeah, that too.
I can see somebody like that voicing him, but not with that accent, not with a New York accent.
Especially with that New York accent. What are you talking about?
New York accent.
Come on. He has to
have like a Harvard degree ass sense of repertoire.
What is this elitist bullshit? Come on, out of your
mouth. Si Benedict Cumberbatch no fuese Doctor Strange, yo diría que he could voice this the cockatiel.
I've never seen him lose his stack though. Like I've never seen Benjamin Cumberbatch like literally scream at the top of his lungs like because you called him an obscenity. Like I can't see that coming from Sherlock. Yeah, but I mean I don't know. It has to be like super educated and maniacal until you push him to the edge and then he loses his shit. And
Sherlock
and drugs también.
But I saw it. I didn't really. I don't know.
Porque acuérdate, he's in the position of the good guy, a quote unquote, entre comillas, good guy. Yeah. He just wants to do the greater good que le beneficia a él. Porque a él le estimula resolver esta mierda.
¿Tú sabes qué? You know what? I take it back. Disney, stay away from it because what you're probably going to do is you're going to probably animate the shit out of this character and you're going to probably have him squawk like a fucking bird in between each other word that he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I guess this guy had to go to the bathroom again.
There we go. Now you did it. There you go.
I think
this game of musical chairs is getting on my nerves.
I fucking touched the wire in the fucking camera. I don't know. I was gonna say this fucking guy that I think his last name is Gleason. That he was in the last 3 Star Wars. Yeah. He was the fucking redheaded guy that he's a fucking Weasley in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You know who the fuck I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The fucking guy that it was Snoke. And then after Snoke, it was Kylo, and then this fucking guy.
Yeah. It's one of the Gleason kids. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
If you stroke your beard, because all three of you guys are stroking your beards. If you do it, you'll get the answer. It'll come to you.
You know what I'm talking about, Miguel?
I have no idea.
One of the Gleason. It's one of the Gleason kids. He's not. I'm not fucking around. Yes, I know what you're saying.
All right, Miguel. You remember?
Continua. Your point.
You remember that
what?
There was Snoke. And then under Snoke, it was only 2 guys. It was Kylo and the other guy.
Domhnall Gleeson.
That fucking guy, yo.
That guy, yeah.
Look at me with all those names in my brain. Like I didn't just Google it.
That motherfucker sounds very educated in a lot of fucking movies. But then you see how he just
You're right. I can see that. I could totally see that. Think about how the way he reacts to Star Wars, where he's very refined until he fucking loses his stack. I can see that.
That's what I'm saying. I think to do that.
Orengo, did you see Miss Marvel?
No, I told you in WhatsApp privadamente that I didn't. When you asked me en WhatsApp privadamente, yo dije, mira, no lo he visto.
El problema fue, everybody was going on the spiel, and at 10:22, I sent him the message. This motherfucker sent me a message at 10:32 while I'm not paying attention, while I'm actually, elaborating on the goddamn series.
No lo he visto. It was the one that I did not see. Porque pues salió también hoy y actually, I would talk about this. Do you guys think it's a detriment que hayan salido los dos al mismo tiempo?
Dependiendo de la persona, yo diría.
Porque nadie está hablando de Miss Marvel. If you see the trends, más gente estuvo quejándose de Obi-Wan de lo que vieron Miss Marvel.
So before it came out, there was buzz about it. For the people that saw
Porque los críticos que la vieron de antemano, exacto.
Pero, hold on a second. Pero I don't think it really detriments it. I just think that, I don't know. I think this show is either gonna like be one of those shows that's not gonna hit everybody. Like I feel like it's very aimed at a younger crowd. It's not for necessarily us. Like we might like it simply because we're so into the fucking Marvel universe at this point.
Pero esto tiene conexión con una película.
Con Spider-Man.
No. Bueno, okay, I haven't seen it, pero I'm talking about like the Marvels.
Oops.
Está bien, fine, pero the Marvels is the Marvels movie.
Yeah.
Ay, Orengo, espérate. ¿Qué carajo está pasando aquí hoy?
The Marvel.
No, hombre. Don't, you're not gonna dunk on me, my guy. Okay? You know damn well that these series don't have shit to do with movies anymore.
No.
You know
They do.
No, they do not.
Me enseñó a mí.
No.
They do.
No, you told me that
I don't
in
know
the grand scheme of things, you've gone on this fucking tirade, and now you proved it to yourself that these series really don't have shit to do with the movies. That the movies are their own things, and you're gonna get a 5-minute little exposition when the Marvel movie comes out, and you know. It's going to be totally disconnected and connected at the same time.
I don't know. Yo no sé nada de eso. Tú estás talking about your ass.
Get the fuck out of
sé. Yo no vi de nadie diciéndome sí ni no cuando salió la de Doctor Strange. That was never proven nor disproven. So
what are you talking about? You got lambasted in chats for that. What are you
True. True.
You have people declaring holy war on you because you thought that you could basically have Doctor Strange without even watching WandaVision.
La cosa es que I'm talking to people que no han visto el show and they're like, yeah, granted, la motivación piensa que es un poquito out there, but they're like, yeah, but ¿sabes cómo lo justifican? Porque cuando se dan cuenta que she had kids in another multiverse, dicen, yeah, that's what a mother would do. Y así mismo, they just run with it. They just literally run with it. Y dicen como que, oh, there's a show que explica esto. I'm like, not really, but you have extra content. Como que, no, I mean, I get it. Like, she's a mom. She's pissed off. She wants to have kids and she can't. I get it. It's cool. Porque her character es tan fucking vago en toda la franquicia entera que you can just put whatever the fuck you want in your headcanon and it's justified.
So I'm going to go on a limb.
Yeah.
And say by the time this show is done,
yeah.
If Captain Marvel doesn't make a light cameo, in the show, the ties to the movie are gonna be very, very, I would say very light.
Yeah.
The ties to the movie are gonna be like they're not non-existent.
Oh, Nick Fury.
No, I don't think it's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be one of the. I think it's gonna be another one of those. Oh, some signals on planet Earth came off the charts.
Got you. No, Miguel.
Like that type of
easy.
shit.
No, Miguel, easy. Ella está en una escuela, ¿verdad? Hear me out. Sexto episodio se acaba, Big Battle se acaba, post-credit scene starts. Ella está comiendo. I'm pretty sure she's being bullied y nadie la quiere
apreciar. Oh, God. Why do you always have to revert back to DC? Jesus Christ.
Para mí. Porque me da la razón todo el tiempo.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. She's like the king of the school. Digo, the queen of the school. Todo el mundo la ama, pendeja. Está sentada ahí. Todo el mundo está mirándola, súper pompeado. Y qué sé yo. Mira para el lado. Entra Captain Marvel con la cabeza cortada. You can't see Brie Larson's face. Ella hace corta negro. Ya está. Do the Shazam bit all over again. That's the ending. Se acabó. Es el post-credit.
Oh my God. Okay.
Done. Dime que tú no verías esa mierda pasando. Dímelo.
No. That's too blatant.
Oh, that's so blatant.
That's too blatant.
Va a salir afuera de la escuela y ella va a salir del cielo y va a caer enfrente de todo el mundo y va a decir, I heard so many things about you. Y ella va a estar, oh, really?
Nah.
Diciendo, holy shit.
She's going to be sitting on a rooftop because you haven't seen the episode. She's going to be sitting on a rooftop. She's going to be sitting on a rooftop at night. And then all of a sudden she's going to see like a fucking glowing, like the same way that Tony Stark saw the light.
Right.
And then she's going to look up and she's going to be like, what the hell? And then it's going to be like, hey, kid, I like the costume. Boom, cut to credits.
Boom. Okay. So se va a tirar el Eternals con Blade, que he's off screen.
Exacto.
Okay, fine, está bien. Fair enough.
But just in case they can't get Brie Larson for that scene,
they're not gonna get Brie Larson for that shit. I'm pretty sure.
But I'm saying though, if they can't link it to the movie and get Brie Larson to film that, then they can say it's Monica.
Yeah. Oh, ¿verdad? Porque Mónica es also. Esa va a ser más difícil. Porque Mónica, a menos que salga en otra cosa, si ya brinca de WandaVision a la película, people are really gonna be like, who the fuck? Porque, no. Por el mero hecho que pasó, es que porque ha pasado tanto tiempo. You know, people get to forget. That's okay.
No, not Orengo. They're gonna do the typical thing of, didn't they kill her in that Doctor Strange movie? Isn't that the same one that got crushed by a rock?
¿Verdad, That's true. You're right.
Eso mismo iba a decir, coño.
¿Verdad? Tienes toda razón. You're right. They did technically reference the other Monica Rambeau. Yeah.
Cabrón, you know what's okay? Before we jump to the next subject, you know what the funniest thing?
You know what the funniest thing? You're right.
You know what the funniest thing to me about Wanda is in that movie? Didn't she have a connection with Monica Rambeau, and they literally talked about her mom?
And she was like, "Fuck that bitch."
Eso lo que faltaba en esa película. I know you. I talked to your daughter. Time to fucking kill you. Like I was like, that is so weird. I mean, I don't know if they actually identify her as their mom, but whatever. It is what it is.
Your daughter forgave me in another universe. I'm not gonna forgive you.
But you see what I'm saying though? There's things that we love, and you gotta fucking criticize them too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fair. Es que mira, you know what? Yo no culpo a nadie excepto los creativos, because I'm pretty sure que cuando Elizabeth Olsen estaba on set, she didn't know what the fuck she was supposed to react to. So, es como que ella hizo su escenita y después grabaron después la gente que iba a estar probablemente en días separados, and they just smashed it together in the edit. So she was reacting to nothing. They probably told them, mira, aquí van a ver unos villanos. Okay, who are they? Okay, cool.
She did an interview where I think she was attached to a lie detector. Yeah. And they asked her, John Krasinski. She's like, I never filmed a scene with him in my life.
I don't know who this man is. I never met him before.
They all look. No, they asked him, is this the smartest man in the world? And she's like, an actor? No, he can't be an actor. And they all looked at each other.
Very confused.
She passed. They were like, but what do you mean you filmed the movie? And she said, I have never filmed a scene with this man. And they all looking at her like,
I know his wife. She's a great person, but I've never met him before.
Yeah.
She had her hands up like a triangle. I never met this man because I killed him in every single universe I ran into him.
But that goes to shows you, like that goes to show you como en la maquinaria. She just shot those scenes y saben nada. So
since Orengo couldn't find time because he was watching the ice skating anime to watch this.
Yeah.
Bring Santa Cana back in.
Let me write to him, I guess.
Papito, you have a deadline. I know you're a very busy person, directing movies, you know, hanging out with your cinephile friends. If you don't watch Stranger Things by the next 2 weeks, like, we don't give a shit anymore about spoiling it for you.
Pues ni modo, si me la spoilean, todavía queda un season, so you can't spoil me the next season. It's not done yet. So me libro de esa, por lo menos.
You wait. So you were gonna wait till July?
I was gonna see if I could see them spaced out con calma hasta que llegara part 2. Eso sí, I was gonna try to do. For sure, porque ya la conversación acabó. Oh, we got other shit to talk. Oh, don't we have dinosaurs this week and a man on the moon in animation form next week? Like, come on, we have other shit to talk about.
Okay. I even forgot about the man in the moon.
Pero lo que te digo.
Yeah. We got Thor coming up. Nobody's hyped for that anymore, I guess.
Yo estoy hyped. Me popea Thor. Me tripea. It's gonna be a train wreck, pero me tripea.
You know, that's the problem with Orengo though. Like, he's saying he's hyped, but I feel it's coming from a place of malice. Like, oh, I'm dying to see what they're gonna do with this movie, so I can compare it to I can compare it to DC and literally rip this shit apart from the inside.
Wait. to be honest, a mí de las favoritas para mí es Ragnarok. No es como que not even top 5, pero the ones that I enjoy the most fue Ragnarok, una de ellas. So I can't deny it hits me in a special place escuchar la canción de Guns N' Roses cuando el trailer hits. Yo dije, okay, fine. I know que it's an easy
I kind of hate it porque hay más canciones, pero okay, dale.
Es clichoso as fuck, even from Guns N' Roses standards, pero cuando la escuché yo dije, fine, está bien.
Fuck that shit. I'm ready for Thor to fight heart disease and Professor's love and take a last dive off of the top rope.
I'm ready for Thor to be in front of a
Isn't
real
he doing the
tree.
fucking Hulk Hogan movie? Right? He did it?
Cabrón, full circle. Why do you think I'm saying this?
That's what I'm saying, because you said that. Like, we're fucking doing the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, por eso. Pero esa
I'm
sí,
excited
I'm
for
kind
the
of
Gawker
excited.
scene.
For the
For the
what?
what?
In Hulk Hogan, when he sues Gawker, I can't wait for those 30 minutes of the movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't wait for his racist tirade. That's what I want to fucking see. How they're gonna handle that.
Like, that motherfucker is so gigantic in that movie. And supposedly he's supposed to be bigger in fucking Hulk Hogan. In the Hulk Hogan flick.
Yeah.
This fucking guy.
I feel bad for his body.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he skips leg day también, which is like really sad because they don't frame him from the legs up.
I feel like
it's Chris Hemsworth.
I feel like I just saw this guy like with his wife on the red carpet for her movie, and he already looks like fucking not skinny, but he already looks the way he kind of looked in Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm. See, less buff, you mean?
He looks like he lost a lot of muscle span. Yeah, this fucking guy looks gigantic in this movie.
You talking about he looks gigantic in the movie, and now he doesn't look that gigantic.
Yeah, it looked like it happened mad quick because he's supposed to be bigger in Hulk Hogan movie. He said like the most muscles he's ever had is in the Hulk movie. So that's after this one. So he's gonna look bigger in that one, and then now he looks like he lost all of that muscle span.
A couple of
demasiado mantenerlo, o sea, el cuerpo te va a joder.
Exacto.
Con todo
tres
eso,
batiditas de what do you call that fitness score? No. What do you call that?
Ustedes saben que esto es steroids, ¿verdad? Que los actores.
Hey! Sprinkle some allegedly on there, buddy.
Exacto.
Eso no es alleged, cabrón. Es que los actores usan steroids porque tienen que brincar a un cierta peso and then be able to cut down immediately for the next role. So es como que es imposible decirme que Dwayne Johnson no toma steroids.
What? That man is all 100% healthy.
Cabrón, tú ves Pain and Gain y es como que he's playing a bodybuilder. Hablamos de esto, Orengo. He's playing a bodybuilder and he looks so small comparado con ahora.
Cabrón, ahora he's insane. Es como literal una piedra. Pun intended heavily, porque it's insane.
Ok, una cosa que voy a dar a Obi-Wan que no puedo, porque esto it ties in, I promise it ties in. Es que por lo menos en el back to tank they actually put him in water, whereas en el jodido trailer de Black Adam, él está en un back to tank and the water was all CGI. Y yo como que, cabrones, ustedes tienen como 300,000 pesos, millones de pesos. You can't put him in like an actual water tank. You got to do water CGI and spend like 20 grand just to make the water look good.
Hey, man. I forgot about him being in a back to tank.
Time and time again, en donde WB gasta los chavos en CGI, no dejan pagarle los actores, no es el crew, no es nada, ellos botan los chavos en CGI.
Y se ve mierda todavía.
Exacto, pues ese es el punto de ellos lo tiran a la basura.
The Black Adam trailer?
Yeah.
Sí, cabrón, que fucking jodido mierda.
It's The Rock, cabrón. It could be like shitty as hell. It's gonna sell.
Oh, what? That movie. What? That movie's making.
I don't know. Yeah, for sure. But also, don't forget that Baywatch was a huge flop.
See, but
I think
you're comparing the Nerdville to like.
I'm saying the nerd film, he'll make money, but don't say just because it's The Rock that it'll make money, because that was proven.
But that's early Rock. That
was like 5 years ago, bro.
That was not 5 years ago.
Baywatch?
That was way longer.
Google it. Somebody Google that shit.
2017. Yeah, 8, 9, 10.
Pero cuando él hizo el Fast que empezó a pegar, porque granted él empezó a pegar reciente.
2010, I think it's Fast 5. 2011.
Okay, fair enough.
Pero
Sí, porque...
no, es que yo me acuerdo cuando eso pasó porque yo me estaba riendo con cojones porque eso es su primer flop desde he became big, and his reaction to it was like, the critics are wrong. And like, papi, cálmate, cabrón. Tú, primero que nada, no eres un actor. Segundo que nada, tú no haces película de verdad. Y tercero, tú no eres un actor, so cálmate.
Bro,
Tú no
he's
haces película de verdad y tú no eres un actor.
Cabrón,
No,
si él es un actor, Kim Kardashian es un actor, cabrón.
I mean,
we're gonna delve into that territory, huh?
no. I just said I mean, and that's it. I'm not gonna go.
No, es como
I've seen her fake moan, so she's a pretty good actress. No, I'm kidding.
No, él es como Schwarzenegger, que if you put him in the right area, he's good. So, por ejemplo, Schwarzenegger, we found out through, I think it's called Junior, that he thrives in comedic situations. Schwarzenegger does, because of how ridiculous he looks and how ridiculous his performances are. Whereas Dwayne The Rock Johnson hasn't figured out where he thrives. Porque yo veo una película como Skyscraper, and I'm like, why is he so big? Why does he look like a toad? Joel Red Notice, and I'm like, why is there an FBI agent who looks like a toad? Like, this doesn't, like, it's the same problem that Schwarzenegger has, which is I'm playing a regular average Joe American, even though I'm giant fucking enormous. It's okay.
It's okay.
No.
All of us have one actor that we can't stand or despise.
No, para mí no sé. I'll watch it.
Sully burns Tom Cruise posters day and night.
Yeah,
That's true.
Apparently, you think The Rock looks like a toad, a jacked up fucking toad at that.
I would still.
We
fuck
haven't.
him,
We don't know.
pero...
We don't know Lex's. We don't know Orengos that you guys don't know mine. So
no, you don't
little by little.
know my real one. No lo puedo decir, pero it rhymes with Bosif Borden Bevitt.
Really?
Sweet.
That's interesting.
Ese tipo me cae tan mal. Sus performances me caen tan mal.
Cabrón, he's like the most likable actor, I think. Like, I don't think, like, not in terms of performance, but like in terms of like his demeanor.
No, yo estoy hablando de performances solamente. Yo no estoy hablando de la persona. Yo estoy hablando de
yo soy full
solamente.
persona.
But you just called The Rock a fucking toad.
Because he looks like one, sir.
He looks just like Orengo looks like a pirate. Like, if I was making fun of Orengo, I'd be like, it's the pirate over here.
Orengo looks like Rasputin, bro. Like, that's what
I like that. I like that one.
And Rasputin looks like pirates.
All right, so we're jumping to the boys now that we got all the hate and piss and vitriol out of our system.
And so we're gonna dig deeper into hate and piss and vitriol again.
Yeah, exactly.
Espérate, so Miss Marvel es malo.
No.
Yo no he visto, I can tell you.
Yo amo los comics, y por eso I wanted to get off, because I
really fucking shit about Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That is correct.
Yes, the guy that has the weird ass double face down there hates nice
Ricky Martin.
Hates Robin, bro.
When I look at myself in the mirror and I see this ugly face, I can only help but get mad of Gordon-Levitt's beautiful face.
Cabrón, you sound like the dog. The what's the name of that? The comedy dog.
Oh,
Triumph?
Triumph anymore.
Oh, hello, I'm Triumph.
Oh, okay, no, you hamming it up too much. All right. Next,
go back to Alderaan, fucking dude.
Dale, me largo.
Don't make me break
now
canon.
we're talking about the boys.
It's gonna be the boys with the boys. Yeah,
Toxic masculinity open this bitch.
Yeah.
Dick jokes.
Yeah.
Okay, so literally,
that's what you start off with.
I literally screamed at my TV when
That shit was great. Starting with that shit was great.
Miguel told me that shit.
No. Time out. I wanna set this shit up myself.
Oh shit. Okay. Dale.
Who the fuck? Wait, time out. Who told me to go? Yes, Don Juan. Fucking Triumph over here hates Don John.
Mira. A mí me gusta el libro de Don Juan, so I appreciate Don John. No, you guys are laughing, but I'm being real. Like, Don John is a remake of Don Juan. It's a remake.
Yeah.
It's just an American guy.
Mm-hmm.
I never read the book.
I read the book for my class. So
ese tipo was raping McRapersons.
Was there massive amounts of masturbation in the book too?
There's masturbation and like really weird rape.
Yes.
That it's like convincing women to sleep with him. Y como que the Don Juan que hablamos de ahora has been sanitized. Yeah, but it's been sanitized where now it's that he's so good at talking to women. Women fall for him, but that's not necessarily the case.
Can we just get to the urethra jokes?
Okay. Pero set the stage first, right?
Okay. Step off the rape. And let's go to dick jokes.
I forgot how the fuck it even came upon. I was like, okay, I gotta put this shit on. Somebody came to me and was like, yo, you gotta watch. Anyway, point is, I turned it on, right? And right off the back, I'm like, okay. The first of all, the fucking massive cameo worked.
Right?
The massive cameo worked, and at the same time, I don't know if they intentionally timed it with her cameo in a certain movie, or it was just happenstance. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, how could they know?
I'm gonna say cosmic coincidence.
Unless they did this shit like.
I mean, people in the industry talk, cabrón. Like,
Eso
that's
sí
not
es cierto.
totally.
You're right.
That's not.
Yes, you are totally right que la industry people talk. So puede haber sido the circumstance de que grabaron todo el show.
And that shit could have been literally tacked on at the end, right?
Exacto. She could have been tacked on towards the end y ya está. That is something it could be. I'm gonna go ahead and assume que como este show ya estaba planchado hace tiempito, I might say it's a cosmic coincidence. I'm leaning more in cosmic coincidence.
Like,
I think that's a coincidence. Like,
I was literally watching it and I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. Snyder cut. The fuck? What the?
Yeah.
What
Obviamente el Snyder Cut es bien adrede. Y estoy seguro que eso está planificado desde que vieron esa mierda. For sure.
So I was watching and I was like, right off the tone, I was like, oh, wait a second. Does that mean they got all the monies this season? Because she's not exactly Jenny from the fucking block, yo.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, maybe they gave this season all the monies.
She has just been doing cameos since Fury Road.
¿Verdad que sí?
Su performance in F8 y F9 is only like 15-20 minutes.
Sí. Yo creo que se puede eso que esa gente.
Pero, like, don't actors literally live off of established fucking history? Like, doesn't your bank?
Absolutely.
No.
I think that he doesn't care about money.
What do you mean, no?
I don't think that she's gonna get, $10 million, $20 million that she would get being in a full length Doctor Strange fucking trilogy, the last part, versus those last fucking what she was in.
No, you're not getting me. My point is, if like somebody not as established as her isn't gonna get the same amount of money than somebody who's done all the shit that she's done in her past. I mean, she's not like fucking top of the tier list, but she is an established actress with a long repertoire behind her.
Absolutely, but we don't know who works on The Boys que la conozca.
That's true.
Ejemplo,
That's true.
There's been actors that'll come in for a cameo and just do SAG minimum pa joder con su amigo.
Yep.
And she doesn't strike me as somebody who gives a shit about money either. She strikes me someone who's like, I just want the program. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It could be tit for tat. So it could be like, I'll do this if you produce this for me or some shit. All right.
También puede ser, sí, puede haber algún tipo de juego.
It is Amazon. That is a good point. And Amazon's taking over the world.
Eso es cierto. They are.
So I took it when I saw it. I was just like, oh shit. Okay. Whoa. Okay. All right. So I think in my head I was like, okay, they're putting more money into it. As the show went on, I was like, okay, it's more the regular like shock value, right? Blah blah blah. The guy's humping a little fucking stat. He's in a dollhouse. He's basically, a lot of people were like, oh, it's Ant-Man. Okay, yes, because he's called Termite, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought he was like Atom Smasher, like the fucking guy from DC or whatever. That's the way I took it at first until they said Termite. Blah blah. As it went on, I was like, all right, they're gonna fucking, he likes to fuck around with dudes, coke. And then when he shrunk down, I was like, is he gonna do a massive line of fucking coke and like
Sweet Summer Child? I know where this is going. So
wrong. When he took his dick out, I was like, no. They're not gonna do no. Wait a second, no. And he put it. I was like, oh my god. And then they actually presented the phallus with the actual dick hole.
The close up of the dick hole. I was like, what the fuck am I watching, yo?
Yes. I was literally I barely get to use this word. I was fucking beside myself, cabrón. I was like, these people are like pushing the fucking boundaries. When he entered his urethra, and this man yelled out, go to the prostate, reach the prostate. I was already like, motherfucker, are you really gonna fucking play with his prostate from the inside of this man's body? When he sneezed and broke him in half like fucking cherry pie, I literally paused it. I took a deep breath and I was like, I can't process with just, I think like this shit broke me. Like I was like, I can't process. Did I just see? Wait a second, time out. I walked to the kitchen. I walked back. I looked at the screen again. I was like, did this shit just do what I think it is? Wait a second, time out. I gotta call Nick. I was like, let me call Nick. I can't believe what I'm just fucking seeing. Right? I was like, Nick, what are you doing? He was like, nah, dude, I'm fucking driving. I got the girl. I was like, do me a favor. When you get to your house, try to be away from your daughters when you watch this. But you need to watch this like right fucking now. I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm not talking about, you need to watch this right now. And then proceeded to explain to Nick, and Nick was like, "What?"
I was like, "Cabrón, there's nothing that you could say. Like, what spoiler could happen?" Like,
he said, "There's nothing you can do." He said, "There's nothing you can really do that'll really shock me." I was like, "Well, you might want to sit down for this one."
Cabrón, I regretted that shit so much. I was like, "Fuck!" If I would have not knew what was coming up, I saw it. I knew what was gonna happen, and I was still like.
Cabrón, when I was imagining you watching this, and I remember like there were very few times where we would watch a scene and it would shock the shit out of us so much where like you had this face where your mouth open and your eyes wide looking at me and like you're not moving your jaw but you're like still laughing. like those have been very few times in our friendship, and I was like, this is one of those moments where Nick is gonna watch this and his face is he's gonna do like a breakneck. Look to the left. He's gonna be like shocked as shit, and he's gonna laugh, but his mouth isn't gonna close. It's just gonna be like wide, dead ass open.
Bro, that shit was fucking bananas. Cabrón, the way that it looked when he was inside this guy's dick,
rubbing the walls of the urethra,
rubbing the detail that it looked. The inside looked wet and everything. This motherfucker was like, this shit is so fucking bananas, yo. When you was telling me. And he looked down in the dick, and it was like just dark space. I was like, "Yo, cum is just gonna flush down." I thought he was just gonna get cummed out.
Eso sí, yo lo que yo pensé. Yo pensé exactamente lo mismo.
He's gonna bust the nut, and this nigga's gonna
that would be too easy for the show.
Well,
sometimes the boys get to be challenging.
The show. I was watching the podcast you were on yesterday, and somebody was like, "Oh, well, this show doesn't really, the shock factor does not work for me." So fuck that shit. The shock factor in this show blows my fucking dick off. The shock factor.
El bicho explotó.
Exactly. No, el bicho no. Cabrón, el bicho está in another planet. It hasn't come back yet. Like it's still out there in the ethos, cabrón. Yeah. My dick has not landed yet back on planet Earth. I was fucking. Every time they push the envelope, I'm like, this is amazing because this is literally the lens, or this is the shit you can get away with when you're a streaming channel. I don't even think this shit would have made it on HBO.
So yo iba a escribir en Twitter que una cosa que me frustra, I decided not to because it'll probably bite me in the ass. Pero no, I'm saying it's frustrating that Game of Thrones, The Boys can be so absurdly gory, and then rated R movies have the MPAA breathing down their back. So you can have a TV MA show where a dick blows off, but God forbid someone's head blows off in a movie. Y como que se nota, por ejemplo, con the Suicide Squad. But
I think I want to say it's because people. But Jordan, I want to say it's because maybe people can sneak into a movie and the theater would catch the liability of, right?
No, yo te digo porque yo.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to watch a streamer than it is to walk into a movie theater.
But that's in your home. Your problem is at your fucking house. If that shit happens at your house,
you can't do a movie theater because you saw something bad. That's not how that works.
I think the problem could be que los streaming services, they can get away with doing more shit en los shows y las películas because it's already paid for. ¿Me entiendes? Al momento que salió, ya está.
God
y no hay un
I just
MPA.
spilled water everywhere.
Oh,
I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No hay problema. hay un MPA, pero acuérdate que these studios have to make money. So they have to be conscious de que sí es R, pero we have to be aware de que if we make it like we're really going to be aware de que no vamos a hacer chavo. So we have to like balance it out somewhat. Como que Deadpool es lo más que yo he visto en mainstream shit, donde it gets to be gory, but it's still like se aguanta bastante because it could go insane al estilo The Boys, yet it doesn't because it's still aware that it has to make money.
Yeah. Same with Suicide Squad, where everyone's talking about this is one of the goriest movies I've ever seen. Y yo lo veo, and I'm like, you guys, one, clearly have never seen a Japanese movie, and two, have never seen The Boys.
Yeah, por eso que digo, pero don't you think it has to do with studios knowing que tienen que hacer chavos para atrás?
I think that's a good point, porque Michael Bay is at his goriest when he's working with Netflix in Six Underground, and then when he does something like Bad Boys 2, it's still gory. But I don't know. How do you explain Django Unchained then? Which is probably the goriest shootout ever made.
True, pero si ya eso es costumbre, porque Tarantino lo ha hecho antes, por ejemplo, con Kill Bill.
Like he's known for it already.
Exacto, ya hay un perdón con Tarantino. So es aceptable bajo ese ground. And studios know que para Tarantino, if they make money, it's great. Pero what they're thinking about is more, let's prop up this auteur para Oscar season. You know?
So you're saying, okay, the only way I can get my gory blockbusters out is if they're Oscar winners? I'm going to go kill myself. I'll be right back.
Es que that might be, I feel like it's kind of it, ¿no?
Make sure it's very gratuitous.
I feel like sí. Porque mira como Nolan did Dunkirk y Nolan con el prestige que tiene no se pudo tirar una película eje because he knew better. He was like, si yo hago una fucking película eje como Dios manda, it's gonna flop and no flop. Yeah,
but I don't think he's interested in blood personally. I don't think that's interesting as a filmmaker. Whereas, like, I am definitely a filmmaker who's obsessed with blood because, so viviendo en Puerto Rico, I've seen people die in real life and get shot in the face, and it's really not that bloody. So for me, it's people that get mad at gore are some of the most innocent, naive summer children. Because in real life, when you get shot, it looks like James Bond. You just fall down. You just fall. That to me is more triggering and more realistic than if I shoot Orengo and the entire wall behind him turns red. That to me, one, is hilarious. Y dos, is unrealistic. And three, it's fucking funny. I think I'm ruined because I think gore is funny. Do you guys find gore funny?
Like, I think it depends on how it's done. Because in Peacemaker, gore was funny. So it's Peacemaker when the chick blows up and they have her skin is like this cheese pizza.
That's funny.
That's
what about something like Django Unchained's shootout? To me, the shootout in Django Unchained is one of the greatest comedic moments in cinema history. Like
that's funny as fuck.
But that's the thing, though. I think gore is funny when it's intended to be funny. In Django Unchained, it's intended to be funny.
Yeah,
it's not intended to be taken serious. But then you have this movie. I forgot the name of this movie. I remember they were gonna make an English remake. I think it's a Korean movie. I think it's called the Martyrs, some shit like this, where they like literally fillet this woman. Oof. They skin her and shit.
Yeah, that's not funny. That's just gross. Got it.
That's what I'm saying. And in Game of Thrones, it's not funny. You wouldn't say that a lot of the scenes are necessarily funny, but when the intention behind it is comedy, then the gore can be funny because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's made ridiculous too. So yeah.
Okay, so something like The Boys and Django works because you're supposed to laugh at the gore, but then something like Saving Private Ryan, you're obviously like it's impossible to laugh in that movie because the movie's harrowing and really depressing. Mm-hmm. But I guess that's a movie where the gore works for it, which is it grosses you out because you're like, oh my god, that guy just blew up next to a tank, but it feels more real than in John Wick. Okay, that makes sense. Because John Wick's gore is fun. Okay, got it. I see what you're saying. It's intention that makes it funny.
Yeah, and it's like you're not, and it depends on who the gore is happening to, because you're not supposed to feel bad for that person. Like if you generally feel bad, it's not gonna be a funny thing. It's gonna be horrific. It's gonna be gut wrenching. You know what I mean? Like when it's somebody, when primarily it's a villain or it's a comedic character. You're not gonna feel bad when you see this guy get blown up.
Like in John Wick, it's funny when people get shot 5 times in the head. But if that were to happen in like Harvey Milk movie, you'd be like, this is not funny.
Sí, el intent importa, pero también a través del tiempo we become desensitized. Yo creo que
exactly. I'm glad you touched that subject.
Yeah. Sí, because it's true. The fact that we become desensitized al punto de que when a mí something more grossed out, something más asqueroso es cuando veo, por ejemplo, when you see like gross out stuff, como
like
que,
Cronenberg?
Something maybe like a Cronenberg, aunque no he visto la película.
No, in general, his movies.
Probably, exacto, that could be something that grosses me out more, o como que tener body horror or something like that.
Sí,
Titán was one example. Cuando
really
yo transformando su fucking cuerpo, tú estás como que, fuck, that's a little... O cuando se va too hyper real, pero de que se siente no hyper real, de que hyper stylized, sino hyper real, de que se siente too real, to like actual real life.
Como in Nobody, when he cuts the dude's throat and puts a straw in there, I was like, look, guys, I laugh at gore usually, but this was too far. This was like
por ejemplo,
3 steps too far.
Have you ever seen a Serbian film?
Cabrón, why are we going to bring up baby rape? Baby rape in the podcast.
Porque te quiero decir how horrible it really is. It's really fucking, that's really
movie. And then Serbians responded to him, that's not our life. What are you smoking, bro?
I know. Porque esa fue la mejor parte de la justificación. It's like, no, because it's so like a metaphor about the Serbian lifestyle and the government. And everyone's like, no, it's not. No, he's a crazy person. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but he's an insane person.
I think the intent behind violence, because it's like this fucking movie that Orengo likes. Fucking There Will Be Blood. When he's bashing this fucking guy's head in with the fucking that scene is very intense, and it's not necessarily gory. You don't see like the blood sticking or the hair sticking, but it's very fucking violent. It's very intense, and I don't think anybody would necessarily laugh at that fucking scene.
No, I guess what I meant is gross out gore. I guess I meant gross out gore is what makes me laugh, where it's like the intention is to gross me out, and then I laugh at it. So, for example, The Boys, I would argue a lot of it is meant to make you go, ew, gross. Pero yo lo veo y yo me río. I'm like, oh my God, that dude just exploded in tiny little chunks. That's a really cool special effect.
I think that's like in Tropic Thunder. You know, that's meant for you to laugh.
Yeah. No, with the head on the machine gun. He's like, oh, look, guys, corn syrup. But he's like, wow, it kind of tastes like blood.
Or in the actual movie within the movie where it's like spaghetti coming out of his stomach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think in The Boys, it's intentionally made for you to laugh.
I'm glad that you talked about desensitized, because I'm gonna be honest with you, watching this fucking villain in these 3 episodes, cabrón, like I was literally telling myself, like, I don't think I even like find the Joker menacing anymore, cabrón. Like, or the level of debauchery this fucking guy goes through. Like, have you seen all 3 episodes, Nick?
Yeah, I saw all 3 of them.
I saw 1 through 2.
You saw 1 through 2. So there's a scene where he goes to the Nazi chick, I forget her name.
The hand job?
The fucking hand job. I was like, bro,
that was funny as fuck.
Joey parte de tres. I love that he got a boner when they told him that his numbers went up.
So funny that you say that. That is literally, if you read the comics, that is literally his right now. Do you see the character have a weakness?
Yeah, the weakness is the numbers.
The weakness is his need to be loved by everybody.
Yeah.
You're going to want to hold on to that for the rest of his story, and remember that.
Cabrón, I'm aware. It's very obvious. There's no subtext in it to show.
That a lot of people don't get that. Let's just put it that way. a lot of people don't understand that. They just see like a bad Superman. A lot of people don't read it.
Tú y yo, ahora que Orengo se fue, I did tell him this morning, Kim, I believe that a lot of media literacy is just dead. That it's slowly died, and a lot of it is CinemaSins' fault, personally speaking. I think that CinemaSins has ruined film criticism for the worse. Que ahora film criticism is about gotcha moments. It's about trying to find logic in the illogical. Movies are always illogical. So es como que, how did he get from there to there? They just cut away. Y es como que, cabrón, they clearly got on a boat and went to the next fucking island. Como que, no sé, eso me encabrón. Como que, how did the pirates go from island to island? They got into a fucking boat and they fucking traveled. You want to watch a 3-hour scene of them jerking off and getting scurvy on a boat? By all means, go watch Black Sails.
Yo sé que Jordan dice todo eso because
for Star Wars.
About me. No, he's talking about me. Por eso lo dijo cuando no estaba aquí.
Yo estoy mainly, I think, Marvel is what made me see it. Marvel fans and Zack Snyder fans are the ones that made me see it. And then the Star Wars fans put the nail on the head. Like one guy was like, no, perdón, I should say stans, not fans. Stans are different. None of us here are stans. And stans are pretty bad people, in my opinion.
Okay.
Pero I
don't say that just because we're here.
No, if you were saying I wouldn't talk. If you guys had stan accounts of your favorite celebrity, I wouldn't talk to you. I think that's fucking gross.
But isn't the point of stan accounts is that they're anonimato? You don't know if we have them.
I would know, but I would still judge you that if your Stan account was of like a Johnny Depp Stan account or an Amber Heard one, to be a
deleting Stan account as we speak.
Dale. ¿De qué va a ser? ¿De qué vas a hacer? ¿De qué lo vas a hacer? De Joe Pesci. Hablo de Joe Pesci.
Why do you gotta pigeonhole me into the mafia genre? Goddammit! Why you gotta this fucking guy over here?
Look at this fucking guy.
Yo vi un take que dijo, tú sabes cuando Obi-Wan dijo, I wish I could have been your father. Este cabrón con zero media literacy was like, do it, cabrón. Obi-Wan and Padme fucked right here. He's telling her that they fucked and he was in love with Padme.
That was last week's episode.
I'm well aware. I'm well aware.
All right. Yeah. Back to the boys.
Oh, ¿verdad? Sometimes I forget que estamos live. Sinceramente, sometimes we're just talking on Zoom.
The levels of debauchery with this fucking character. Like, I am desensitized that he really did fuck up a lot of villains for me because I'm like, there's nobody like. I mean, maybe in the Invincible series, Mark's dad is like that level of holy shit. Like does not give a fuck about anything.
Not even.
You know.
Not even.
But I've never seen him like, you know, ask for a hand job from a half dead corpse. Like,
oh, that's what I'm saying. Not even, because at least in there's some type of redemption arc.
True.
With fucking Homelander, from there is I loved in episode 3 when he's talking to Starlight and he gives her the spiel like, yo, do it. Everything like you guys all know that I'm fucking. If you put me in a corner where you take everything I lose, then I have nothing left to lose. Then what are you gonna do? The White House, the Pentagon, gone. How about if I just take New York off the map just for the fuck of it? Like, yo, like there's like all the leverage, everything that they had over him, like disappeared in one fell swoop.
Cabrón, he was like, what if I just, I'll start with the White House and then work my way to infrastructure. I was like, ooh, that shit kind of struck a chord. I was like, this motherfucker's basically Hurricane Maria. Like, what the fuck? I was like, in a human form, cabrón. Like, he's Trump.
Cabrón, he's telling her, like, he's literally telling her, like, what the fuck can you and your friends do? What can anybody do to stop me? If I really wanted to, who's gonna stop me? None of y'all.
Yeah.
Nick, you read the comics, right? Yeah, Orengo, I won't spoil it for them too. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I was talking about first of all, disclaimer. I was talking about the comics, and they're not faithful to the comics completely. So
bueno, pero that
was my point with that comment.
You read the comics to a certain point. There's a lot of things that happen in the comic that don't happen in the series. Exactly. The ending of the comic, I do not think that they're gonna stay true to the ending of the comic.
Okay. All right. There you go. I just want to ask you that because there are things that happen. Like,
the ending is so incredibly dark. Since it would be the very last episode, and it's like, well, fuck it. If it happens, it happens. I just don't think they're gonna go that way with what happens in the fucking comic.
Okay.
All right. By the way, did you recognize, Nick, who the Mr. Gun Lord is?
Cabrón, Powder, baby.
Yo,
when he had the mask on,
Equitas Veritas.
when he had the mask on, I was like, this nigga looks familiar, and
I was like, you
old.
look like him, but you look like you drained your Botox this time.
Cabrón, like for real, I was like, he looks more like a human being right now. He doesn't look like how he looked, and fucking for thee shall be for thee, and I'm like, is that fucking him? I was like, it looks a lot like it. And then I seen his name, and I was like, get the fuck out of here! Look at fucking Powder over here bending bullets and shit. I was like, look at this nigga.
I thought it was very cool that they chose him as the gun nut because he's known for like a very gun heavy movie. Like,
yeah, I thought that was really fucking really cool. And I was like, just to see him, like for real, just to see him again or something. I was like, shit. The last time I saw this motherfucker, he looked like he was fresh off the table. Like he just got that facelift that day. His fucking face was all back. His lips was swollen. I was like, now I can see Boondocks 3, baby.
Now that we've blown all the crazy parts out of the, we've filleted most of the fucking outlandish parts of the series. Like if you get down to the story beats, what's working for you guys, what isn't working for you guys. Like, do you think the series is good, or are you just watching it for the next fucking, massive dick blowing up moment in the series?
I mean, I've been a fan since the comic book. I generally like the series what it is. Like I like the fucking comic book for what it was. There's a lot of things that happen in here in the series that because of the change was kind of jarring to me. What happens with his wife, with the kid, like there's a lot of things that didn't necessarily happen like that. But there were additions that after watching the series, I started to like seeing the side of Butcher, like right there, right about to quit, right there, like right about to be like, you know what, maybe I should hang up my gloves and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then this fucking Huey be like, yo, like just blew up his world, and he was like, what? That shit is over. He's like, war it is, blood, give it to me.
I think that the Butcher in the comics is way more maniacal. I think he's not that he's lighthearted. It's that they build up in the comics to the reveal of the real reason why he's such a fucking huge asshole. You know what I mean? Like they build up to the reason why he is the way he is in the comics. In the series, you got it a whole lot quicker. You know what I mean? Like they went the serious route a whole lot faster. The comics are one thing, this is another, but they both feel very, how do you call it? They still feel very true to each other. Like the series feels very true to the feel of the comic. Mm-hmm. And like I was saying, like a lot of people are like, oh, some of the shit in this is like, shock factor for the sake of shock factor. I'm like, yo, the comics push the fucking boundaries. There's literally stories about people getting fucking fired for sneaking like literal scenes into a comic without the higher ups like green light. Yeah. Like some of those pages weren't even supposed to be in those books, and people were like, "What the hell? Like, what the fuck is going on in this company, bro? Nobody follows orders."
Even the shit that's not so crazy is still kind of out there. Like the whole like mother's milk. Mm-hmm. Like literally in the fucking comics, there's a reason why he's fucking called Mother's Milk. This motherfucker's over there drinking titty milk. You know what I'm saying? It's something so outlandish. I can see why they didn't put that in the series.
Yeah,
because it's just so fucking ridiculous. The whole scene with fucking Huey and Starlight.
I mean, the mother milk happens. It just happens with another character.
But also, the origin. You know the origin of like the mother's milk thing, right? Like that's an actual bodybuilder thing.
Okay.
I did not know that.
They took the trope. Yeah. So that trope it's not a trope. It's like something that sometimes bodybuilders do. They mix their steroids with female breast milk. Yeah, because it has more hormones in it, so it bulks you up like a whole lot faster and shit.
Yeah, that shit, Yola lo sabe because we saw it in Pain and Gain.
Exacto.
Oh, it's what? They did it in Pain and Gain?
They did that shit in Pain and Gain.
I remember that.
I don't remember. In a Michael Bay movie?
Sí, porque
ambulance? They do it in ambulance as well?
No.
I'm like, damn, I thought this thing was like, I didn't think this thing was that prevalent.
I just fucking saying ambulance.
Everybody's drinking titty milk.
Cabrón, hay una escena en ambulance que Jake Gyllenhaal está guiando and he pauses and looks at the camera and goes, I love titty milk. And then it keeps going. It was so strange.
What?
Are you serious? He's lying. You're lying. Cabrón, that's the second time this month that he's mentioned something in that movie. I'm like, I did not see that. Like,
I didn't see that shit. I finished watching that movie, and I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hated the end of that movie, bro.
All right, wait, stay focused. Stay focused.
How about you focus on my dick in your mouth?
Bro, wow. Does it have titty milk?
Exactly.
And it's got Ant-Man inside the urethra.
Oh, wow. Exacto.
He just lives in there. He hangs out on the weekends, rent free.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it feels great.
Okay, so let me throw what I thought about the first 3 episodes. Tan nítido. What I love the most about this show, y ha sido bastante consistente eso, it's how it puts a mirror back into society and it like criticizes a lot of elements de la sociedad que vivimos, ya sea, vamos a ponerlo más la sociedad americana, porque realmente eso es lo que está más mofándose. O sea, el hero worship, tienes el entertainment business, tiene left wing and right wing politics, tiene los extremismos. Exacto, el fake wokeism. Tiene obviamente las compañías and how they cater to a certain base and how social media reflects a lot of intentions que tiene la gente. Todos estos elementos mezclados y todo construido de una forma donde la metáfora más grande es utilizar superhéroes para construir toda esta crítica que tú quieras hacer, es lo que está súper fucking nítido. Sure, hay sus momentos que son very blatant about it, pero hay otros momentos que la sutileza del performance o la sutileza de utilizar una alegoría con otra cosa para tratar de hablar de un tema en específico is very expertly done.
Dude, the whole choosing the next superhero and how they had each demographic, I was like, I felt that shit was like I felt more like it was a dick slap in Marvel's face. Yeah. But they're both companies are guilty of it. Like, I mean, fuck it. All companies are guilty of it.
Exactly. That's the whole point. That's what I love it.
Yeah, pero that shit felt just like a gut punch to like Marvel. I was like, oh, that shit feels like, yo, they're talking about you, motherfuckers. Like,
pero in the same vein, how does the first episode start mofándose todo el DCEU con el jodido release the bird cuts? That's fucking great. That's why I like it so much, porque hace el South Park approach. Se mofa el extremo de un lado y el extremo del otro lado, y del medio también. They just burn everyone to the ground equally, and that shit's great because you're gonna find, if you get offended at something, 3 minutos después you're gonna be laughing because something that you actually agree with va a estar plasmado en la pantalla al frente tuyo. ¿Me entiendes? So it's fucking great, and that's how, if you're gonna criticize society, you gotta criticize all aspects of it. If you're gonna, and especially if you're gonna make a show que es about heroes that influence like the world completamente.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so great. I love it, de verdad. Todos los performances están cabrón. I love cómo usan todos estos personajes to reflect other characters, como la tipa que es basically un AOC clone. Me encanta que tienen como que cuando descubrí que tenían basically un NRA, yo me di cuenta como que VOD básicamente, it goes beyond VOD being just como que si fuera Fox, porque esencialmente they are Fox, pero they essentially have gone beyond being Fox. They're just everything right now. What the fuck? Los performances.
Nick is touching himself to your explanation.
Oh, okay. Los performances are great all around. I love que como tuvimos la pausa de un año, it's very cool. Como tuvimos un break para que Huey se diera cuenta que I love the cynicism. Aparentemente, y Lex lo nos dirá, en el libro, el comic book, el cynicism es peor todavía. Aquí they held back a lot of the cynicism. But apparently the books is very cynical to the comic book industry. Al punto de que, tú sabes, like the heroes are just idiots all around. Aquí por lo menos there's some levels to them. Lo cual está nice because it's a TV show. You gotta give some character arcs a esta gente. But I still love el elemento cínico de que tú tienes Huey, el protagonista, that he's trying to do good. And at the end of the day, se da cuenta, God damn it, I tried so hard to do this the right way, but Butcher was right. Es como que there's just no good way to do this. O sea, tengo que seguir la forma más mala de approach todo esto porque I've exhausted all other options. Everything's rigged. And in real life, everything's fucking rigged. So ven como que ese personaje darse cuenta como que, God damn, I tried and I failed miserably is fucking excellent. Establecer el personaje nuevo está súper cool, que el tipo sea básicamente a carbon copy de Captain America y tener básicamente la idea de que está Captain America en este mundo con el Superman de este mundo. And they both clash, and we're going to see them clash because it's going to happen.
But we're going to see them clash, all right.
Exacto. Yes, I know. Pero también de explorar la cuestión del moral code de ellos dos, que está bien skewed para el carajo. It's very fucking fascinating. O sea, el deconstruction que han hecho aquí ha sido excelente. Yo creo que el factor más importante, además de tener source material, que sé que es bueno porque es una buena base, es el tiempo. El tiempo fue la mejor cosa que este show le dio. Porque al dejar que pasaran una década entera de ver cómo el industry cambió completamente por culpa de los superhero movies y cómo eso dictó tanto. Like, if Watchmen was made today, it would essentially be The Boys. Like, if it was made con estos creative people, Watchmen essentially would be this. Pero instead, pues, we have The Boys, que cogieron un molde y una base que estaba similar en cuestión de cinismo hacia la industria, que era Watchmen, but then they expanded it and making it current. And what's cool about it es que, aunque quizás de aquí a 10 años se pueda perder un poquito el contexto histórico, at the end of the day, it still feels universal porque sigues tocando temas que son universales. The idea of hero worship has been a thing que siempre ha existido en la sociedad porque if we don't have hero worship, we have like models that we look up to, ya sean deportistas, ya sean políticos, ya sean artistas de renombre, o sea, músicos. We always have that hero worship. Solamente que en este aspecto lo tenemos con héroes y ver cómo nuestros héroes. Yes, exacto. So it's just so many fucking beautiful things y todo esto sale de un show que la base es simplemente fucking entretener at the end of the day. It's amazing how well they handle the critique de la sociedad. That's it. That's it.
I mean, you were talking and all I heard was like the Russian national anthem behind you.
That's great. That's great. Oh, by the way, the funnest scene, bueno, uno de los funnest scenes, when she's giving him the hand job, que le está básicamente persuadiendo a que diga, no, you're like the master race.
Cabrón, that part was
loca, para ya, no joda.
He was like, no, I don't want to be fucking jerked off by a Nazi. God damn. I was like, oh my God. He was like,
that shit was so good.
Cabrón. Then he had the balls to go back to her.
You're the chosen one. Oh, fuck that.
Stop it. Stop saying that shit.
When he went, I saw that scene and I was like, okay, again, you're pushing the levels of how fucked up this guy is. There's no way he could be more fucked up. And he went back the next day and she's almost flatlining on the bed and he's like, guess what today is? It's my birthday. I'm like, yo, what?
You stupid bitch. Why are you answering me?
Cabrón, he was like, if you're happy under there, just blink. And he's just fucking looking at her.
Cabrón, that was a consent joke, cabrón.
Cabrón, I know.
That was a consent joke. Like, I was like,
cabrón. Y la escena where he's trying to persuade la tipa que no se mate y después dice, you know what? You should just commit to something, okay? Just fucking do it.
When she kills herself and he looks at the Titan, he was like, the fucking audacity to kill yourself on my birthday, cabrón. Like,
después que tú le dices que lo haga o te mato, está cabrón.
Mira, psychologically, how horrific.
Butcher's great, pero definitivamente a Anthony Starr le dieron las mejores escenas y las mejores líneas de diálogo. Este cabrón, like, he will forever, like, sadly, porque he was always going to be remembered as Homelander, pero el cabrón hizo el mejor performance de su fucking perra vida con Homelander. It's amazing.
I was actually, me sorprendió cuán skinny él es por el suit. Y eso enseña que Marvel really doesn't have to torture their actors. Just give them a suit like Homelander's and you're fine.
No, what happens with Marvel, the difference is a lot of them in Marvel, they have these scenes where they take their shirt off and they do the hero thing. They stretch out. This guy, it's rare that you've seen him naked here. But it's
I was about to say that he was butt ass naked.
But that's what I'm saying. But rarely do you see him like that. Like I was like surprised when I seen him out, like in behind the scenes and shit. He looks like a completely different fucking person. You seen him walking down the street, you would never fucking like believe that was fucking him.
Actually, es una cosa que me encabrona en esa escena es que when he was naked, tú podrías ver where the makeup stopped.
Got you. Yeah.
And I was like, Papi, not Papi, sorry, like makeup artist, whoever was Papi.
You can say you can call him Papi. If you want to call him Papi, it's all right.
No.
This is a judgment-free zone. We literally saw a guy jump into another guy's urethra. Like,
no, yo digo que I don't know whether the makeup artist was a papi, a mami, or them. Okay. So human, you don't have to make him that orange. You really don't got to make him that orange. Y se nota bien cabrón when he's fucking naked and there's like a line on his neck. Yes, como que, mano, you guys have the most money in the entire world. You literally have Jeff Bezos' money, por favor.
That's true.
This motherfucker has
that's
committed
nitpicking,
so
by the way.
much.
I love the show. That's just nitpicking.
No, that's fair. It's fair.
The fucking scene that like it was so fucking cerebral. How horrific he could be. The scene when he makes the fucking deep eat the fucking octopus.
Oh my
yes,
god!
I was like, this shit is like it's beyond any like just the physicality of he could kill you and destroy you. Like mentally making him eat the fuck, and he's fucking praying. He's begging. He's praying. I'm like, this shit is so fucking horrific for the fucking dude. I was like,
he's begging me for his life right now.
Where context, because the scene prior, that man was fucking his wife while looking at the fucking octopus.
Bro, and the octopus's like orifice was like pulsating while he was. I was like, yo, this is so fucked. This is so fucked up.
Cabrón, the octopus bust a nut. Because as he bust a nut, you see him slowly start going down the fucking glass of the aquarium. I was like, yo, what the fuck is happening in this fucking show? I was like, this shit. He's like, yeah, put all your hands around my dick. And she's like, what? What? I was like, cabrón, this show is so fucking. I was like, watch. When he took out the lobster, I was like, this fucking guy is gonna have like, I thought he was gonna have like a live fish or some shit. But when I saw the fucking octopus, he's like, "This is Charlie. I don't give a fuck. Eat Charlie." I was like, "Fucking Charlie."
And then his wife is texting him, "Eat the fucking fish, bro. Eat the
fucking octopus. Swallow that shit."
He puts it in his mouth, and as he's chewing, he's praying. I was like, "Yo, this shit is so fucking traumatic right now." And the deepest a character that from the beginning, he's an asshole. He's a piece of shit. Yeah. But this motherfucker is so beyond. That he even fucking makes you feel sympathy for these
take it a step further. He fucking put him back on the team and made him confront the chick that raped her.
Cabrón.
Yep.
Yo, he don't give a flying fuck. I'm talking about like he thrives off of just like people's misery. Cabrón. Yep. Like it makes him hard. Like truly,
I laughed my ass off when he went to A Train. Come here, you fat fuck. I was laughing.
The A-Train cuando hizo el Wakanda outfit, I wanted to die.
And the reaction to the chick was like, yeah, what the fuck is he wearing?
What the fuck? When he finished his speech and he put his fucking hands up, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing, yo? Even the kids was like, yo, that's a little corny as fuck. What are you doing, uncle?
No, the chick was like, yeah, that was very informative. We'll let you know. And he came out of there like mad amped. Like he was like, we did it. And the other guy was like, bro, we didn't do shit. They hate it. Like, what the hell's the matter with you?
His face while A-Train is talking, his face was looking at her. He's like, yo, in shackles. That's the game, out of slavery. He's like,
cabrón, sí. Esa presentación was amazing.
You don't like. I wonder. Okay, so like I see that shit, and I'm like, again, I felt like it was a commentary about Black Panther.
It could as well be.
I honestly felt like it was like literally a comment of like, yeah, Marvel don't really give a shit about Black people on screen. They see you as a number. You know what I'm saying? Like we had this conversation the other days about the timing of Watchmen and
the show.
Yeah, Watchmen the show and Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft.
Yeah.
How we said how like we both loved the show and the things it did and the characters that were portrayed, but we felt dirty in the sense that like we know the higher ups at HBO aren't like the timing of the show wasn't like, oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We're doing this
Black Lives Matter.
Height, exactly at the height of racial tension. They greenlit it because they knew it was gonna get views. Like at any other period in time, they would have probably laughed at it, and they wouldn't have given the show as great as it was. They wouldn't have given the show the time of day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
pero hay tanto aspecto cínico al show.
Pero por eso te digo, it feels like they exposed like through jokes, they expose just how fucking nefarious these companies are, how they kind of feed off of virtue signaling. I mean, like off of virtues in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yo, these guys are hitting all the right spots, and some of the stuff is like, I'm pretty sure that some of the shit is gonna fly over people's heads as just like a fucking joke and not actual commentary.
This show is funny as fuck at face value.
Yeah,
and a lot of people are gonna take it at face value. They're not gonna question anything. They're just gonna take it for what it is, and they're gonna laugh. They're gonna enjoy it. But then when you study it and you see and you start thinking what else they're talking about, it makes it even more fucking funnier.
It makes it more even fucked up.
Yeah. It's true.
I'll give it 3 episodes so far, and I've been more entertained than fucking pardon my French, Miss Marvel and Obi-Wan put together.
I agree.
I think you know what? There's a difference. I think that's a little unfair because I don't think there was gonna be anything that fucking Obi was gonna do or Miss Marvel was gonna do. To us, that we're just a bunch of debaucherous motherfuckers. Like the boys is for us.
I mean, Vader did kind of drag Obi-Wan through fucking hot flames.
But it was never gonna compare in the least thing that happens in the fucking boys. Like that shit,
but the boys tells a good story, Lex. That's the difference.
And the
good,
commentary and these characters actually have something called development. It's pretty dope,
right? It's pretty amazing. Yeah, character arcs. That's great.
Cabrón, you said say it again. Say but slowly and exactly like that. Plural. Arcs.
Going all around, sprinkled throughout.
Cabrón, pero we're comparing a season 3 of a show to a show that just has.
But even the first season was great.
Es verdad, cabrón. How long have we been watching this? How many seasons does it have?
3.
3.
No, por tercero.
3, ¿verdad? And we've been watching Star Wars since how long? Since I've been alive, we've been watching Star Wars, cabrón.
Okay, and out of all of the characters, aside from fucking Obi-Wan and Vader, almost all those characters are new. And I said it from the beginning. We know what the fuck is gonna happen with Obi-Wan. I've said that shit multiple fucking times. There's nothing that's gonna happen with Obi-Wan that's gonna surprise me. I'm looking at what's gonna happen to the other people. You know what the fuck's gonna happen with Vader?
But it doesn't have to be surprising. That doesn't have to be surprising. I'm just telling you that there could have been an interesting story to tell about como que la tragedia, el PTSD, reconciliamiento. Digo, reconciliamiento no, ¿cómo se llama? Fuck, se olvidó la palabra. Ya son las 12, that's why I'm blanking. Guilt. Yeah, like, but you could have an aspect of guilt.
Wrap that shit up, B.
No, I'm sorry. No es eso.
We gotta get that video.
I'm brain dead. Yeah, I'm brain dead. I'm brain dead. En la cuestión de guilt, you could have approached it with the element of guilt y contar una historia donde era como un character arc de Obi-Wan. Pasándote por una aventura, because fuck it. Pero es que you're not taking enough time to develop that aspect, que es un aspecto importante porque narratively tiene sentido que si tú vas, if you're gonna make this fucking show y tener a Obi-Wan, tener que confront his demons, you should at least have some level of decency de tener momentos que no sean simplemente 3 minutos antes de que empiece el episodio where you explore that shit y no lo estás haciendo. So, es como que en ese aspecto it fails exponentially comparado con The Boys, que the primer season it was very assured of what it wanted to do and it handled it expertly well. So, esa es la cosa. Yo entiendo que there's Disney money, yo entiendo que aquí you gotta cater to kids. I understand que hay muchos otros elementos en la mesa donde they can't go insane-oville en su show. Pero, take WandaVision. They took risks there, Claro que hicieron una prueba que no importaban tanto como un Obi-Wan, pero you can see Disney being able to let go de algunas cositas y dejarlos que se vayan un poquito más de pecho en sus character arcs. I don't know.
I just think they're a little more, and again, it's not an excuse. They're just, I think it's a little different when it comes to Disney and shit. They're a little more constrained, especially when they come up with these type of properties, which is Star Wars, where these stories have already been built. Like from the beginning, I said it on previous episodes. Like I thought the show was gonna be good. It was gonna be entertaining, but like again, from the beginning, I said I wasn't expecting a lot from the character of Obi-Wan or Vader. I'm looking for a great battle. Pero I know exactly what the fuck is gonna happen. I know how he's gonna end up. I know how fucking Vader's gonna end up. I know there's nothing's gonna happen to Vader until fucking Return of the Jedi. He's not gonna question anything. He's just an evil fucking guy that's chop chop chop. I want to kill kill kill. And Obi-Wan is just like, I fucking failed. I'm fucking miserable. Like everything that I did was for fucking naught. I have to just train Luke, and that's not gonna happen until another fucking 10 years into the fucking how old is Luke when he got 16, 17, 18?
I think he's 18. I'm assuming, sí, because that's generally the age by eso. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. So, tú dirías que tú eres el tipo de persona que are you more about the journey or the destination?
The problem with it is
he's about the urethra blowing up jokes.
That I enjoy the journey when it comes to some characters when I'm not aware of the destination. That's why I'm not a big fan of prequels when I know what's gonna happen to the character, because then I lose the tension.
So your journey all the way.
If he's in trouble, if he's in trouble, I know he's gonna get out of it. There's no suspense. Oh, they got Leia. What's gonna happen? Nothing's gonna happen to Leia. What's gonna happen to Obi-Wan? Nothing's gonna happen to Obi-Wan. Like, you have to make all the other side characters way more interesting to me, because then I'm gonna have tension for them. I need to like Reva. I need to like everybody else, so then I could be like, oh shit, okay, what's gonna happen? But since I don't like those characters, to me, they're not. How do you explain? They're not likable to me. I'm not interested in them, and I usually like the villains, but she's not as interesting. Like, in a sense that I'm gonna be worried or what's gonna happen, or I'm either interested in what's gonna happen.
You're a fucking
black
racist.
people.
You're a racist.
You hate black.
You're a self-loathing racist. They're a self-loathing black person. That's what you are.
That's
Bro,
what you are.
you are. I could walk into cancel culture right now. You don't make me start talking shit. I don't give a fuck.
Really?
I mean, it's late. You
I'd
can
be
get
like,
more
hang
months.
on.
It's late, but the stream stays on forever.
Okay.
Ay, qué funny.
I say hang them apples real quick. Don't make me start.
Oh
talking
lordy.
shit.
Oh lordy.
Well, you can't say, all right, never mind. Whoa, you didn't have to go that fucking far. Whoa,
You see, don't make me talk. I thought,
Yeah,
fuck
Jesus
Jesus Christ. Whoa, dude. All right, never mind.
Anyway,
there we go.
That's the
Audience
part.
here.
Like,
We'll have to edit that shit out.
when it comes to content that's prequels, I'm not so much of a fan when I know what's gonna happen to the character, because I lose attention. I would rather see the journey, see what happens to the characters. That's why a lot of times I'm bigger fans of series than actual movies, because I like to just stay with the character. A nice, good 10-episode show, if it's done really good, I'll stick through it. If it's slow, like, I don't care. If I find the characters interesting, I don't care how slow it is.
El problema es que te pregunto, because I'm like you. I like more the journey que the destination, because I can appreciate the journey, even if the destination no es como que lo mejor. I mean, as a filmmaker, both have to be good. Pero I enjoy, sí, pero exacto. Pero digo en cuestión de, por ejemplo, y Lex también lo sabe, I like Game of Thrones. Y Lex también le gusta Game of Thrones, because I enjoyed the journey. Even though the destination, I liked it, pero yo puedo entender que no le gusta a la gente. Pero if someone tells me, should I see Game of Thrones? I'd be like, yes, you fucking should. You have to see Game of Thrones. Pero mucha gente, as you know,
you should watch
would be
it,
like,
that ending is
fuck
rough.
that
That's about
shit.
it.
Exacto, pero mucha gente diría, fuck that shit, because the ending was shit, porque mucha gente values the destination. If the film is shit, if the show is shit, they're going to burn everything down. But yo creo que hasta con Jordan yo hablé de eso con Genesis, no me acuerdo con qué fue, que yo dije, a lot of the films that are remembered very fondly if the ending's good, even if the movie's kind of drags a little bit. But if you clench the ending, people will remember that shit more fondly que if you have a shit ending, but a good middle. Esa es la jodienda. Because that's the final impression you leave on the audience. And if it's shit, or if it's not what they wanted to see, pues se jodió la cosa. So, por eso que te digo que quizás también parte de la cuestión es que de por sí mucha gente sabe lo que va a pasar con Obi-Wan. So, ya tú sabes cómo va a terminar las piezas, there's no tension. Y lo que estás trayendo a la mesa de por sí, la gente no le está gustando. So, the journey for a lot of people are not getting there. And if the destination, based on the rumors, ends up being what it is, people are going to be really upset with the destination. So, son muchas facetas, tú sabes. So, yeah.
All right, people.
Don't bring me on this podcast anymore if you guys are gonna badmouth Star Wars the whole time. I don't appreciate that shit. All right, just don't bring me on this shit.
Can we bash boys, I guess? Or
Yo amo a Star Wars, y un día yo voy a dirigir un Star Wars con Orengo, donde él es un space pirate.
Okay.
And somebody will crawl up his urethra and blow him up.
That's a lot of. You gotta get a lot of crossovers there to happen, buddy.
No, it's not a crossover. It's kid. Do you remember the slugs from Attack of the Clones? We're gonna have that crawl into your dick.
That's still too big. You know that dick holes aren't that big, right?
Don't worry. We can play with it. We can play with the camera angle.
We can play with the camera angle.
No, the slug is gonna make the hole bigger and bigger. That's the torture for you.
That's the torture. Yeah.
I wonder how the algorithm reacts to dick torture. I wonder how the algorithm detects dick torture on a feed. Like, what do they put us?
It's not there yet. It's not there yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It'll be there after
but we already said like the magic words to
true. We did
demonetize the shit out of this. Like,
yeah. Which, by the way, we don't get monetized ever. So please,
I know, but it's
donate,
interesting.
go to this PayPal account that Lex is gonna build after the show, and you can donate to us.
You like the debauchery? If you're entertained by the debauchery,
just give us some money.
Buy us
the movie guy at Venmo.
There you go. Just give us some money, bro. Give us some money, bro.
Before you guys leave, I was told before we leave, I got a random message the other days and was like, I don't know how to take that shit, but he was like, this person was literally like, since I know you're the only person that's gonna watch this, you need to check this out from South Park. It's called Streaming Wars. And at first I read it, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I was like, I don't know what. Like, I'm assuming that you think South Park is like quality material. If you're sending me this, because if not, you're probably saying like you're the only pathetic loser that's gonna watch this shit. That still watches South Park at your age.
It's a combination of both, but I watch it too. That's the thing.
Okay, so I watched it, and like halfway through, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this shit is so fucking like well crafted. I was like, this has no. I mean, South Park does things. Let's not be fucking stupid here. South Park they have a track record of being very creative with things, but this shit was a very fucking creative little analogy. Yeah. For like a lot of things.
Services.
Cabrón, a lot of things. There's there's like environmentalism in there involved. Cabrón. The way corporations want to like sometime in the future privatize water. Like it literally was a war over streams, cabrón.
Yes, but it's called the streaming wars. But they battle over water streams, cabrón. You're making what?
Cabrón, cabrón, the capitalism joke with the boats, that shit fucking made me laugh I could not stop laughing at that shit. Yes. Then the subplot with Cartman wanting his mom to get bigger titties because they don't want to live in the fucking hot dog place anymore. They want the investor. And he's like, Mom, don't you know? Fucking rich men, all they care about is big ass tits. So I need you to get big tits, and then cabrón.
No, don't say.
There's so much shit involved with this episode, and it's so fucking funny.
Yes.
Token's dad, like doing the fucking like Lord of the Rings trek up the fucking mountain.
Cabrón.
I couldn't take it anymore, cabrón. Huh?
El episodio where they told us all that we are all racist for calling him Tolkien and not Tolkien. Cabrón, yo morí.
Yeah.
Cabrón, they're still running. They're still running with that joke. They're still running on that joke.
Yeah,
of course.
They're probably makes no sense in the UK because his real pronunciation is Tolkien. So they're like, what the fuck is a Tolkien?
It's great. Lo que pasa es que se lo envió a Miguel because I know que Miguel still watches South Park.
Cabrón, I haven't seen a lot of the episodes of News here, so some of the jokes I cracked up, and then I had to go back and fucking watch the catalog. And like literally, I was laughing so fucking hard. I was trying not to wake up my son that was living in the like he's literally staying in the apartment with me or whatever. Yeah. And I'm literally cracking the fuck up hard as fuck and like trying to laugh low, so I don't want to wake him up. Yeah. But that shit, and then where they basically now they keep on referring to Randy as Karen.
Yes.
Oh my god, cabrón, the joke fucking. Oh, I could not stop, bro. You need to watch that episode, Nick.
It's one of the movies because acuérdate que hicieron el contrato el año pasado que le dieron 900 millones to make movies and they just granted. Esto parece un episodio extendido de South Park.
Cabrón, the 3D, the 3D of the town. Yes. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yes, ahí donde le metieron un poquito más de chavito. Granted, se nota que they're sort of running away with the money, pero I won't deny que le están dando mucho más cariño al guión en las 3 películas que han hecho, porque ya llevan 3. The two COVID ones.
But the one with that was like
in the future.
Jesus goes like Blade Runner.
Exacto. Yes.
I couldn't get through that one.
What?
I think I couldn't get through the Blade Runner one, and I think it's because yo llevo tanto tiempo sacado del show que it's a miracle that I knew about the Tolkien episode, y es porque yo amo Tolkien, so la gente me lo mandaron.
Okay.
Pero the fucking Blade Runner one, I don't know. Like, it was cool to hear her again, you know, from the speaker.
Yeah.
From the blimp, I mean. I thought that was fucking great. But no sé, I think it was too much world building and not enough jokes.
I think okay, so here's the thing. I was watching it and I was like, I don't know if this route that they're taking would like you said, like doing a lot of how can I say
it's called serialization. Eso es lo que está pasando.
But like smarter comedy as well, cabrón. Like if you go back in the day, they weren't this smart with their comedy. There wasn't that much commentary. Like, and I don't know if like they're gonna lose fans because of this. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think doesn't matter. They got money.
Yeah, that's true. I do think that we have to thank Donald Trump for what South Park has turned into, because once Donald Trump was running, South Park 1 became serialized and 2 became a lot more, like, it was always political. But after Donald Trump, it became insanely political, where you could count on it to talk about what's happening with Trump and make you feel better about it. Like, había un punto that I looked at South Park the way that I used to look at Colbert in the beginning of Trump, where it's like, you know what? I'm pissed off about this, but I know in a few weeks or a month, I can count on South Park to make fun of it and make me laugh at this thing I'm really mad about.
But they consciously made the choice of not making fun of Trump. That was the whole point.
Yeah, it's a joke, right? Fucking dude runs for president and has an orange face. He's Trump.
Sí, pero okay, but they first of all, cuando Trump ganó, they even said in an article, they said, we're not going to make Trump jokes. That's not going to happen. So what they did was instead,
it's low-hanging fruit to them.
Esa fue la mierda. So
what they did was Trump jokes, but disguised them.
Exacto, and that's what that was clever about it. Incluso cogieron al personaje, they just took one of the characters and turned them into Trump. But that was more clever que simplemente cogerlo. ¿Me entiendes? That's what
I know. No, but I still was able to connect to it. We're like, just bien cabrón con este tipo. I think, por ejemplo, a big one was the episode after Trump was like, you know, all Mexicans are rapists. Obviously, that wasn't his exact wording, but he alluded to it.
The Mexican Joker.
And
the Mexican Joker, exacto, ¿verdad?
The Mexican Joker episode, and the episode también when he is standing there and he's like, I ran for president as a joke and I don't want to run anymore. So I'm going to say the most abhorrent things, and a lot of them were Trump quotes.
Yeah, exacto.
And it made people like him more. So I would argue que, I mean, they don't say Donald Trump, but they're still Trump jokes.
Sí, pero they're clever. O sea, they're clever jokes. Yeah. They're not like Stephen Colbert jokes donde el chiste era Trump. Am I right? That's literally it. They were clever about making fun and satirizing esto. ¿Entiendes?
The one I'll tell you which one I hated the most was the final season. What was the Comedy Central show? The really great Comedy Central show, Broad City. The season of Broad City where she couldn't come because of Donald Trump. I wanted to punch the TV screen, and they kept bleeping his name. You're doing nothing. You're literally doing nothing. You already had episodes with Hillary Clinton. We know what side of the aisle you're on. Like, why are you trying to hide that now? I did not like that at all.
Sí.
I will say, go ahead, dale.
No, simplemente que me frustró mucho of the Trump era. The only problem was that the comedy was lackluster. Porque it ended up being, the joke was like, well, it's Trump. That's the joke. And the joke is just, it became like, como si fuera Family Guy referential humor. Era simplemente decir, Trump did a thing. And I understand que el aspecto del chiste también era, life imitates art. Y como que life is turning into a comedy, porque lo absurdo que era. Pero you still need to be a comedian at the end of the day. You still need to find a way to try to turn this into like humor, or simplemente usar alegoría, metáfora, whatever the fuck. You're still a wordsmith at the end of the day.
I agree, but I think what we and we've talked about this during the era, in the height of the era, that I still believe that what Colbert did, yes, it's different than what John Oliver did, but I still believe that both are correct, because people like myself who were so fed up, I just wanted to tune into somebody who will literally make fun of what I just read on the news. And that's what I appreciate about Colbert, is he's just making fun of the really dark shit that I just read And then I counted on South Park to be subtle about it.
Well, let me tell you about a show called South Park.
Go ahead.
So far, from like I literally started watching watching the back episodes the other days.
Yeah.
The episode Return to Cold War, Return to the Cold War, and this one,
the nostalgia
Return
trip.
to the Cold War, and this one, they are like the best fucking thing I've seen them ever do. The whole thing with the horse, and like do you remember that the Return to the Cold War where they had Butters on the horse?
Yeah.
And they were basically like, we have to beat the Russian like competitor.
La nostalgia to the good era, which all was a metaphor for basically member berries because everything was better back then.
Bro,
Cabrón, the member berries episode where they connected the fact that Trump won is the same reason why everybody loved The Force Awakens. I came in my pants. I was like, espérate. They're actually correct.
But Cold War takes it to a step further because it's the idea.
It's Mr. Mackey. So it's Mr. Mackey or whatever. And he's basically like making them run drills 17 times a day for a nuclear bomb.
Está pompeado because of Russia and Ukraine.
Cabrón, he says, PC Principal goes to me, he goes, what the hell qualifies you to train these students? He was like, I saw not Hunt for Red October. It's the Patrick Swayze one. What's it, Red Dawn? Yeah, I've seen Red Dawn 17 times. Don't you tell me who's qualified or not to teach these kids.
Yep.
But where can I watch this? HBO or in Paramount Plus?
I think it's all Paramount Plus. But
no, actually, no. Paramount Plus, I think, doesn't have all the back catalog. You have to go. I had to go to like a website. I think I had to go to Comedy
Plus.
How what?
How do you watch Paramount Plus? Because I own
Puerto
it.
Rico no puede.
Exacto. I own it.
No, you can't.
Rico no puede.
That's it. You just can't. That's it.
So how the
what
fuck
you can
do
do is
I thought you was able to do it if you had the
VPN.
hotspot from T-Mobile or
yeah,
some shit.
un VPN, essentially, yeah. Essentially un VPN.
Do you have a phone with T-Mobile?
Sí.
Do you have a smart TV?
Ahora mismo no, en mi casa en LA sí, pero estoy en casa de mi papá y todos los TV aquí son like 19-inch 720p TVs.
Okay. Awesome.
Because the trick is like use your phone, use the app, and cast it to your TV wherever you're at. They're not letting you or just use a VPN.
VPN también, yeah.
Cabrón, cabrón. What did we do to deserve no Paramount?
Que simplemente no han expandido sus territorios. So I think that's it.
I think Orengo reviews gives them negative reviews, and now they're like, "Fuck you, Puerto Rico. You don't get any Paramount."
No, I haven't. Bueno, yo no he visto nada de Paramount Plus por esa misma razón.
Didn't you see but you see Paramount products, you saw Top Gun.
Oh yeah, and I said it was cool. It's like Star Wars.
I recall you saying something like, why wasn't there a Puerto Rican pilot? But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that shit.
What's up with the representation, bro? Why isn't there a Puerto Rican pilot?
I didn't say that shit. Pero
Mano, Orengo is really about representation. Él estaba viendo una película conmigo de los 30 and he had to shut it off because he said there's no Puerto Ricans in this.
That's true.
Yeah, bro.
Was it Red Shoes? No, that's in the 50s.
I believe it was. I believe we were actually watching the Hunt for Red October. No,
bro. You should have seen this man's reaction. You should have seen this man's reaction when I had to break the news to him that episode of Love, Death, and Robots basically had jack shit to do with Puerto Rico. He looked away. He looked away from the camera, cabrón, and he just didn't want to face.
I think es que Orengo is so boricua that he doesn't cry tears. He cries coffee.
Yaucano, de yauco fresco.
Cabrón, he cries la borinqueña out his eyes, cabrón. Like
Christ.
Pero con el machete, con el verso de machete.
That's true.
Es que por eso Steven Spielberg put it in there. It wasn't an homage to Puerto Rico. Fue un homage a Alejandro.
Yeah, yo cuando vi la película, I stood proud when I heard this.
Cabrón, esa película fue tan mierda, cabrón.
Maldita sea.
Una de las peores películas que he visto en mi vida, mano. Lex, ¿tuviste West Side Story?
Yeah, I saw West Side Story.
Cabrón, la escena en donde él le dice a ella, "You're really short," and she goes, "Well, I'm Puerto Rican." That's when I literally shut off the movie. It's like, and I'm done.
Wait, to be fair, I'm short because of Puerto Rican.
I know, pero cabrón, eso. Maybe
I know
I'm
it's
being biased because Barry makes fun of Bolivians being short all the time, and I don't bat an eye. Pero maybe
but when it's your own people, shit's kind of sour, huh?
That's literally how I started off the sentence. Yes.
¿Verdad? ¿Viste? No, pero we wanna make Jordan, we're making it explicit for the people on the show. ¿Me entiendes? Para que se entienda,
verdad que la gente no entiende boys. We gotta
Orengo, take this episode out with the national anthem of Puerto Rico. How's it go? Piragua. Oh, Piragua.
Pasándola, cabrón,
Keep
con mis
passing
piragua.
Mano, eso es one of the biggest travesties en el mundo de cine. Es que Mark Anthony no fue
careful.
Character. No, que Mark Anthony was not el piragüero. Es como que uno de los peores castings del mundo. Es como
when you want a Puerto Rican strung out on alcohol and drugs, you call Mark Anthony.
Cabrón, he should have sang a song. Cabrón, I was dying, man. Just be like drugged out. They go to like the druggist part of the fucking Bronx, bunch of decatos, and that motherfucker just fucking singing a song. I was like, this was a missed opportunity. They had him on the sofa, drugged out, just talking. I was like, this cabrón, have him be a decato, let him go to the fucking Bronx, get drugged out, and just have the song and just have him killed.
Wow, this guy,
cabrón,
bro.
He wasn't fucking drunk, and he was a drug addict in the movie. You might as well let him sing a fucking song.
¿Tú dices Ricky Martin o Marc Anthony?
Marc Anthony.
Oh, ok, exacto. Es que yo pensé que Ricky Martin, yo me quedé confundido, cabrón.
Es que la cosa es que esa película se convierte en una película de terror porque there's jump scares every time Lin-Manuel Miranda appears on the screen. You jump and you're like, oh shit, he's back. Y es como que, you know, if you put it in Mark
and he still has piraguas, god damn it.
Como que, mira, I think Lin-Manuel is a fun actor. In Brooklyn Nine-Nine, he's fucking hilarious. So why not play to these strengths? You know what I mean? Like let's give him more comedic roles instead of piragüero.
Lin-Manuel got his acting start in a nice little show that came out in the 2000s called The Sopranos. Thank you very much.
Espérate, elaborate, por favor.
He played
Tony Perico.
No, he played a guy that was working like, you know, those people that pick up the luggage at the hotels.
Okay.
And Tony screams at busboy. Tony's like, hey, this is a fucking place. And he goes, yeah, I think so. And then they cut the camera out. That was his acting debut.
Hey man, you gotta start somewhere.
Bro, there's a lot of people that started in that series, bro. Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga's in there, bro.
But have you guys seen Friends recently?
No.
The amount, like cameos, what are the word? Like extras will be famous people that are famous now. Y es como que, espérate, Paul Rudd, tú sabes, Jon Favreau, ¿qué carajo está pasando en el día de hoy?
Yeah.
Yo lo único, the only thing that I can dangle over Orengo's head,
Dale. Your balls?
That in the Sopranos, besides that, is that his wonderful Paul Dano started in Sopranos.
Sí, ¿verdad? Amigo de Meadow, ¿verdad?
Nice. Yep. Nice. No, amigo de the other kid, the son.
Anthony.
Yeah. Fucking hilarious, bro. I get to dangle that over Orengo because Orengo's like, that's a fucking mafia series. That's garbage. Nobody watches that.
Orengo has never said that in his life.
That has a shit ending, so fuck you.
Hey, what? 5 minutes ago it was about the journey, bitch. What are
you? now with your mafia shows, fuck you.
Orengo is a man. We know that it's all about the climax for men.
Mm-hmm. That's true. In the end of the day, it's not about the journey. It's the destination. Okay, let's run it. Let's finish it up. Let's end it up.
Let's start cutting. Everybody let people know where the fuck they can find you, bro. We're in the 4-hour mark.
Look at my photo. If you close your eyes as you fall asleep tonight, you will see me in your dreams haunting you.
Look at that. You made Nick's fucking feet freeze.
He froze.
You know, you know what? The scary shit is, I'm not even gonna say a name, but the scariest shit is that guy with like less disfigurement kind of looks like a critic that I know.
Don't be mean, cabrón. That's why
I'm saying without all the disfigurements, it's very similar.
Oh, you're fucked up. Cut this episode. Cut it. All right, hurry up. All right, cut this episode.
Es un amigo mío.
Wow,
gonna say
what the
anything
fuck
else
is the
for
matter
that.
with you today, Nick?
I said without the disfigurements.
All right, go ahead. Cut the episode. You went too far.
Cabrón,
Cabrón,
talk.
really,
You're
like-
supposed to let everybody know where the fuck they can find you. I said it. Let's go.
Yo, you can find me here with this fucking narcissistic asshole, apparently, because like he ain't got no other friends to back him up when he does the debauchery shit. Orengo.
You can find me with this asshole también, who's fucking. Nah, you can find me here with you guys. You can find me in Cine Nerds. You can find me that piercing sound of death. I guess this is very loud.
What is that?
I don't know. It's loud. I can't.
Everybody mute yourself. Everybody mute. It's Lex.
Apparently, it was Nick. It's you.
Lex Luthor.
Just keep on saying where
you.
where we can find you, Orengo. Orengo, you gotta unmute yourself.
No, I didn't mute myself. You can find me, Lex, mute yours. Thank you. So you can find me here with you guys. You can find me en Cine Nerds, que va a haber unos cambios que Lex dirá después. You can find me in The Movie Guy. You can find me en Cinema Podcast, que no sé cuándo hará un próximo episodio, pero cuando aparezca uno, pues you'll know. You can find me también en Subtitles Required, in Cardboard Cave. I have some reviews up soon, porque para las películas que voy a tener break para poder ver. Especially one that's like an indie movie que tuve en Sundance. Eso va a estar nice that I'm gonna get to review.
Didn't you just drop a cinema podcast yesterday?
Yeah, it was on Sunday. Fue con Benji. He has a movie. Se llama Mixtape. Chequenlo. I forgot. I'm sorry. Que pues, yo la grabé hace como 3 semanas atrás.
No, pero shit, bro.
Thank you for pushing my shit. Nada, sí, está en YouTube, está en Facebook, está en todos lados. Tengo que ponerlo en Spotify. Pues yeah, you can find me anywhere. I'm mendigo. Lo que pasa es que estoy a little bit busy as of late, so I'm not appearing as much as I would like. So yeah.
And I guess the I guess the screaming locust over here will fucking take us out.
Bro, I got fucking crickets.
Crickets, cabrón. What the hell?
That's right, intense crickets.
Bro, that shit is punishment from God for your comments,
Arruinando el
bro.
audio, una cosa cabrona.
Look at that shit.
See, bro.
That
For
shit,
me,
that, yo,
that guy.
the person you started,
destroyed the audio.
The person you wanted to talk shit about, God must have him in a higher place than he holds you, because that shit was automatic.
Yeah, well,
cabrón.
I got a couple
Clearly
things
he's
I can say
talking about Vin
God too,
Diesel.
but I'm not gonna say that here. Anyway,
No, Lex was talking about Vin Diesel, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
We're all good friends with Vin Diesel.
anyway, you can find all our content at XV and Bridgeport on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, and Facebook. Tomorrow we're gonna have On Fire at 7, and then on Friday at 8:30 we're gonna have another episode of Cine Nerds. Until then, we'll be back.
We totally left CELY outside.
I mean, to be fair, we just finished talking about. But okay, plug CELY. Plugger.
All right, CELY. Well, you can find Liquid Nebula at Liquid Nebula everywhere on Instagram, and then Liquid Nebula Dice, where she has all her products, her merch. They have a whole bunch of different type of fucking dice that you guys can buy. They also have a website that I think is liquidnebuladice.com. So go ahead, make sure to check her shit out. Until next time, guys, we see you Wednesday. It's deuces. Over the weekend.